Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hello, guys. You can hear me now.
Morning. We can.
Who said that?
Mate. Fucking mate. Right, so, hello, Astatha. Hello, Cos D&D. Sour, please. My bad. Oh, I clicked the wrong screen. Sorry. There we go. That's the appropriate screen. Now, before we get into what happened last session and stuff, I got a question to ask you guys, players. Who the fuck drew the Frankfurt on the map? I've written note. Who did it? Who's going to own up?
Who do you think drew the sausage? Really?
I've got an idea, but I want a confession. I want a confession.
I think it was Stuart.
I think it was Matt.
Stuart doesn't have access to this fucking Roll20, you ingrate.
He snuck in.
Oh wait, has he not played in any of the games that you've run then, Danny?
The only games he's played in D&D wise have been at a table.
It's because a lot of people have access to this game.
Yeah,
The
but the only
difficult
people that
sessions.
do is you guys.
So it might not be one of us.
Okay. Hello, I'm Styx. We're here. You finally got to see your stream. Well. I hope D&D is your tipple for the evening because we are into episode 16. And thank you for the follow.
16.
16, yeah. We're doing well. But, to highlight last session, does anyone in particular want to give me a rundown, or do you want my side of events?
Me.
A lot of dogs.
Yes, lot of doges, as you went into the forest and encountered, or at least planned to encounter, Hundvar, a Arctic direwolf that had been plaguing the nearby hunters. But before you met Hundvar, you met another person, a PC by the name of Merle, who, for those watching, Merle is unable to join us this evening due to adult reasons, but that's fine. She'll be here for next session. She has plenty of things to do. Yo, Dre, thank you for lurking, my bro. You found Hundvar not to be the Arctic direwolf you all planned. It more or less was a person with druidic-like abilities and was able to transform into a wolf and was using that guise to slay, fight off, and defend the nature against, as she put, the parasite of humanity. Unfortunately, it didn't go quite so well for her, ending in her death, along with many of the adult wolves of the pack. But the babies were protected by you guys and took to another wolf pack, at least into their territory. Their fate is unknown, but most of you are fairly optimistic given the knowledge shared between you of wolves and their packs. Returning back to town with one other job in mind, to go westward to Frosselgo, which is the map you can see on screen, which is now getting eggs added to the sausage. Beautiful.
Good breakfast.
As there is currently a fungal disease that initially started on trees that is now attacking people and causing them to essentially act like zombies. They can't control their movements, and it's causing a lot of issues, and a number of people are going as aid to help. Your group is one of them, and we start the session with you arriving on the eastern side of the town, so on the right of the map, into the town with a convoy of supplies and a couple of clergymen and smart people in an attempt to find out what it is, because this fungus appeared out of nowhere, is causing quite a bit of trouble rather quickly. Unless I've missed anything, which I'm sure you guys will clarify for me. That's where we're going to start.
First thing I want to do, I've got some common clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shred them up into face masks, basically.
Yeah, like bandana type things, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure, because the last thing you want is to be breathing in something that's pretty...
Breathing in spores.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So anyone who wants one has one.
And to be fair, given you've got a spore
Thank
druid with you, funny enough, he would probably suggest that that's a solid thing to do, because spores aren't entirely microscopic, and cloth would in theory block the majority of it.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
But that's easy enough to do. So yeah, you take your set of common clothes, you shred it. I
make sure everyone is
you've
covering
got
their noses
plenty.
as well.
Yeah, you've got plenty of rags that can be used as like mouth coverings.
whilst we're in this city as well, before we eat, I will purify it. Purify any drink that we may imbibe. Just go with it. I know it's going to seem strange, but just in case any of it's infected in any way, we don't know how this disease transmits.
So instead of washing her hands this time, she's going to wash the food instead.
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah.
No, you still need to wash your hands. Like, I'm sorry. It's a purification.
Yeah, Michael.
If
I've
you
been
understood my
dirty.
rituals, you'd get it. Like, I'm sorry. I know customs from different places.
But as you enter the town limits, the guards are kind of making sure, like, to warn people that are coming in, like, there's an issue going on. The guards let the convoy in, which is you guys included, and you can see there are a number of smoke piles just like floating up in different parts of the city where it looks like fires are taking place. The town is acting as normal as you would expect to see in a normal town, but you can see that a lot of people are wearing fairly fresh clothes, as it seems there's, like, when it comes to the end, they're being burnt, as you can see pyres of clothes and people where they're not taking any chances. There is, like, piles of, like, lumber and things like that from the nearby forest that's all being burnt as well in different parts of the town. As the caravan rises just up the slight hill and you can see the farmland on the south overlooking, you get dropped off along the main street here outside this tavern here, and the convoy leader goes, "Right, well, we're going to report in where we need in the church. I trust you all have plans on what you're doing here, so please, good luck, be safe, and hopefully we can get this fixed in a couple days or two."
Safe travels to you.
Farewell. And he will, like, you'll see the 2 or 3 carts head off. And yeah, you have the tavern right in front of you, which is known as the Freckled Jester.
A good gesture.
Do we have someone to meet up with, or are we just investigating on our own?
Investigating on our own.
Okay.
Offering
Wandering
aid
around
for-
without a clue and entering with no oversight. Just how we like it.
the usual. Yeah, we just poke around until we're accidentally in the fray of it, as we usually do. It's worked for us thus far.
That's true.
I think heading to the church as well might be useful, to where they are caring for the sick. See if we can speak to any of them. Like, when do they start feeling symptoms? Were they nearby to a certain area? And then we can go investigate that area. Try and find the root cause of the infection.
It's going to be somewhere in the woods. We just need a vague direction of.
Exactly. There are woods
Right,
surrounding
right,
the town. Also, I see a spire in the distance. I'm guessing that must be the church.
You can. It's the
Spire,
one
spire.
thing that dominates the majority of the landscape, is the huge bell tower of the church, which is further westward.
Guess what I'm going to be
Would you
doing?
like to accompany me? Greytail?
Great.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to fuck, if you try to climb the bastard church again.
Every church. I'm doing every church. I've got to unlock them fast travel points.
Okay. Yeah, you fast travelling everywhere, and the party's just like, where the fuck's he gone?
Oh, need looking with Anya. Oh, bloody hell.
Okay. So, is
So, yeah,
everyone heading to the church, or just select people?
Might
I
as
will
well head
go
over.
to the
So do I,
pointy
then.
thing in the distance, yes.
No. You all head through the streets. Oh, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I think this is probably just something Greytail should do. I've heard the stories of other people trying it. Not as quick as Greytail. Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to climb.
No,
Let's go to-
You can do it.
I say we're going to watch to see if he goes flat this time.
This is where he nat ones and jumps off the side with the cliff.
Do a flip!
I have slow fall. I'm fine.
The side with the cliff.
Yeah, Still,
Really.
okay, it's a bit of a longer
Can't.
drop. It's still fine.
Okay. So, yeah, you all head to the church. And then, like I said, despite what the notices you've read in Havelter, the town's fairly active and almost as if, with the exception of the fires and the increases of gravediggers and stuff, the town looks fairly normal. You head to the church and you can see that the church is currently not open to, like, public use, but obviously you can knock on the door and one of the clergymen goes, how may I help you, miss?
Oh, hello.
I'm already on the roof.
I'm trying to distract the guy away from the roof. I'm wondering if you could help us. We are here in order to try and find the root cause of this affliction that's, a blight against your town.
Oh, of
would you
course,
mind
of course.
amending your time?
Yes, please, come in just a moment. It'll be easier to speak inside. We have had many people come from different towns and cities, and he's saying this as he's ushering you in. Come to offer aid. What's your names, by the way?
Oh, I'm Cassie. I have wrapped one of some of Greytail's thing around my mouth as well, just FYI.
Yeah, I think
and I'm
everybody.
not letting him touch me.
Oh
if
yeah,
that makes sense.
he doesn't have anything like that, and he goes,
Two meters.
it's a good precaution, yes. Luckily for people like myself, we have other protections, but it's always encouraged to be safe. So, if you
I have other protections, but I just don't want to use them if I'm going to be encountering something a little more dangerous today. You can understand, obviously, as a fellow member of our church.
Oh, très bien. Yes, perfect. So,
Oh, wait. Is he an elf? Is he an elf? just
Yeah,
realised
French
it's in French.
he's a half.
Yeah.
He's a half elf.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. I was like, that accent sounds.
It took me like
somewhere-
10 minutes to figure out.
I gotta say, it sounds somewhere between French and the guy at the beginning of Aladdin. The salesman
Yeah.
guy.
Never watched Aladdin,
What can we do
unfortunately.
place?
But no, he's
We're not big.
the bloke
He
you're
broke.
speaking with is a half elf, and he goes, "Very good. My name is Claudence, and I'm one of the many hands here helping purify different things and consecrating the unfortunate people who have perished. If you're here to help, one of the first things I would suggest is if you go and speak with one of the researchers who's currently looking at some of the bodies. He has found a few things out, and he's been offering advice and information to adventurers so that they have more of a keen edge on where to look and do, whereas people like us can help more generally around the town.
That is an excellent idea. Thank you. Where might we find this individual, the researcher?
He's currently looking at some of the people in the underground of the church. I can take you to him now if you wish.
I'll look at the rest of the group and just be like, oh, actually, maybe just speak a moment outside, but just to gather ourselves. We haven't got tavern or anything. We'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay, if you wish to head outside, you're more than welcome. The door is not locked, so please just come back in when you're able. And he'll leave you to do what you wish, and he'll kind of wait by the, like, where the pews start. He'll let you go and, like, the space in between.
Greytail, have you jumped off the roof yet?
No. I want to do a perception from the roof.
Well, yeah, because you've got a climb speed,
Oh,
so
should
you
I make
don't need
sure
to
we can
roll
get
for
him
that.
in as well?
Yeah.
Perception.
Just-
Okay.
I'm looking for infected.
Okay.
They turn to zombies, don't they? So I'm looking for. Is there any zombies around?
From what's been described, they lose motor function capability, and yeah. So yeah, what you
Will they
see.
be classed?
Go on.
I'll ask later. I'll
Okay,
ask when
okay,
we get to the dead person.
Fair enough. So yeah, looking around, the first thing that gets your attention is the, like, empty farmland that's on the bottom of the cliff. You can see a couple of patches of growth where crops have been cultivated, but for the most part, it's empty. It's dead and like some charred and burnt pieces. Not a soul working there. You can see what looks to be 5 pyres in different parts of the city with large flame burning multitudes of things, and it's indistinguishable because it's well into the stages of fire, but you can see people with carts of what looks like people, fabrics, food, raw materials, all being put on these pyres. You can see that the manor house, which is more central to the city, has got a fence around it, which doesn't look new, it looks old, but there's currently 3 guards across the front preventing access, and you can see a small gather of people trying to talk with the guards, and there's kind of like a line set up there. You can see there are guards set up at various access points to the forests, preventing the vast majority of people going in, but allowing very, very few. From where you are and the role you made, that's about all you gather, because for the most part the town is fairly nominal and normal, which is not what you would have expected, but it's also a good thing at the same time.
So any hay bales? I'm gonna ask every time, you know that.
Or a big pile of leaves.
There is not a hay bale. However,
Another cup.
within feasible jumping distance, there looks to be a large pile of manure.
Nope. I'm gonna jump off anyway. I'm gonna test slow fall.
Okay.
So what, are you jumping off and like grabbing hold of the side of the building and just kind of just parkouring your way down?
Let me double check, because I believe slow fall only accounts for so much.
5 times
No,
my monk.
Yeah,
5 times your
it's
monk level.
Yeah.
And obviously you're level 5, so that's 25 feet, it'll negate.
No, 25 points of damage from falling.
Oh, 25. Oh, it's damage it negates, not... Okay, that's fine. Well, off the 60-foot spire, you're going to take... Because it's 1d6 for every 10 foot. So you're going
I've
to
just
take...
said that.
Yeah, if I would take damage, I'm not gonna jump off.
Of course.
You will always have taken damage when you do this.
Oh well,
You
right.
always take damage. It's just you can negate some of it because of monk.
You
No,
can- yeah,
if you
you-
roll,
I'll
what
say
is it,
that.
60 feet? You'll roll 66.
And then if
You won't take any damage because 66 is what, 24?
36,
66.
isn't it?
If you max on every dice,
Yeah,
you don't
so-
take any
Well,
damage.
I'll roll it either way if you still wish to jump, but the chances of you taking damage is low.
Go on then, I'll jump. I believe it's the key point.
Yes. No, you just do it, I think.
Reaction
No,
while
it's just a
falling.
reaction.
Yeah.
Cool.
So as you jump,
so-
you take 16 points of damage, all of which is negated because monks are bullshit.
I land on my feet.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
and it's just as
little-
Cass and the party open the door and go to step out to discuss. 3-point landing, right in front of them.
Here I landed.
And puss
I-
in
Have you,
robes.
yeah. What was I say?
You
Have
do
you jumped
realise
yet?
that's terrible in the knees.
But yeah, literally, as you guys open the door and step out, you just see lands just right in front of you, just 3-point landing, just like, sup.
I think we're done discussing.
Oh,
I do,
No,
I do have to ask one question though. If this is supposedly meant to be some kind of fungal seer, given the
Yeah.
fact that you have some connection to spores and other things, I know that there is some there are some abilities that druids of your kind can do that can allow you to speak with plants. Would you be able to communicate with the spores to see if they know anything? If that's something you can do.
I might need a bit of time, but I can do it. Need a bit of a rest first, just
Not something for today, but maybe tomorrow.
yeah.
Is it a ritual?
You can
So
only
I'm just
pick-
checking for him.
No, it is not. I
No,
don't
it's not.
think- No.
It's a 3rd level spell, takes an action, self, 30-foot radius. 10 minutes, Bard, Druid, and Ranger can cast it.
Not bad, eh? Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're at the front. You have collected your pet. What are you doing?
What did you see, Greytail?
Town's going around like normal, apart from the burning of bodies and basically anything that could be infectious. I think they're just burning everything.
Which
Couple
one
of
was the
dollars,
smell
so-
was?
Access to the forest is limited by the looks.
Okay, so yeah, we need to find out where it's coming from. Hmm. Speak to the researcher.
Yeah.
Anything else anybody's got?
Not in the moment.
Thing that we can think of, Crunch.
Okay. One thing I do wonder is, I am able now to turn undead. So if they are undead, then I am able to turn them away. However, a little worried about that because they don't seem to be actually dead.
No, I think this is just. I don't think they're dead. There's something else that's happening. But we can get a full rundown from this researcher.
Oh, quickly before we go in, I can see here that there's like a marketplace on the town.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go buy some gloves, Danny, please, quickly?
You certainly can.
Thank you. I am probably going to be rooting around in a body, and I want to protect my hands.
No, that's perfectly reasonable, and they're not terribly expensive. Like a set of gloves would probably run you about 3-4 copper for some like basic leather gloves. Nothing special, but they'll do the job.
Easier to clean than actually get them onto skin-to-skin contact, because some things can go through your skin. I
Sure.
highly advise you guys getting the same, protection. I'm going to buy a set. Actually, I'm going to buy a few sets. I'm going to buy 3, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Wash and
Just
wear.
in case. Yeah, wash and wear, switch them out,
Sure. Easy enough.
I'm
So
going
yeah,
to put 3
we'll put them at 3 copper a set because it's the thing is the leather needed is tiny and they can be used from scraps. So yeah, they are available and easy enough to procure.
I now have 3 sets of gloves.
Do I
Cool.
still need to wash my hands?
Yes.
Say,
He's trying to get out of it. Bless him. You got to praise a man for trying.
No, I understand
By the way,
completely. But probably even so more because your hands will be in a garment. Do you know how much sweat accumulates in gloves?
Great.
Guessing a lot.
I am talking with a bunch of heathens and to walk back to the chair.
yeah. to walk into.
Yeah, you've made everyone hand paranoid now. Great.
I'll grab some gloves
If I
as
was
well.
if I have
There's-
gloves, can I still use my knuckle dusters? Would they fit?
Yeah,
Put them underneath.
no, put the knuckle dusters on top of the gloves. That'd be the way to do it. They wouldn't fit underneath.
Yeah, I'll get some gloves then.
I'll grab some gloves as well, Matt.
Everyone,
Ah,
for
turn the entire party into dermaphobes.
Get some
3
gloves.
copper a set for everyone.
suppose.
Easy enough to get. There is plentiful supply, so it's not as if there's only like 5 pairs to go around. There's plenty.
I imagine also because we are in an area where it is cold, like there's likely to be gloves and they are likely to be frequent.
Oh yeah,
Because just
warm
the format.
clothing is a staple in this country with thick furs, dense woven fabrics and leathers. You're not exactly going to find speedos and short shorts here, unfortunately.
No, we went to Multisora and then
Yeah.
look what happened there. So we came back.
Yeah.
We were like scarred. So yeah, we went to the beach resort and now
Yeah, that
we're
was the
back.
beach episode, and now we're back.
It was a terrible beach episode. We didn't even see the beach. Like
You saw
It's all
sand,
beach.
lots of sand. I mean, if you think about
not
it,
the same.
Multisora is Catalonian for lots of sand, and you did see lots of sand.
I mean, we have also had the bath episode as well. That
you have.
happened very early on.
Yeah, you've had the hot spring episode as well. We're getting all these
Yeah,
tropes out.
yeah.
Perfect.
Just get them out of the way so we can carry on with the actual thing. But anyway, yes, back in character. Off to the church.
So back inside,
The jeepers.
Claudence is happily waiting, and yeah. So, are you ready to head downstairs to see the researcher?
Yeah.
Just 1 second. How many dead are down there at the moment?
I believe with the ones that are being dealt with and are being researched, looking at about 6 at the moment. Others are unfortunately, in a state of storage to prevent crowding.
Cool. I'm just wondering, Danny, could I have also picked up a pair of gloves that go right up the arm? So, like, proper
6 copper.
autopsy gloves, if that makes sense a bit.
6 copper.
Marigolds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will
proper,
take
proper
them.
marigolds. They're just unfortunately not in that
Yeah.
classic yellow.
Anybody here got a soft stomach?
I poke my stomach.
It's
I
in
don't
between.
mean like. I can see you've got abs through the fur. You don't need to poke your own stomach, Grey Tail. What I'm trying to say is, I remember people puking the last time you were around the dead. So, anybody who's going to upheave their breakfast, do you want to stay up here, or are you all coming down?
I'll come down.
I'll get
Probably okay.
Hannah's just said in the chat, are you calling me fat?
Yeah, I just
Aw.
spotted that. No, I meant like, as in like, are you going to upchuck everywhere? Just because, you know, you're going to then damage the evidence and potentially spoil the scientific, you know, samples?
We'll all be able to hold their stomachs. We've had to kill people before. It's not like we're not strangers to kids' dead bodies.
Well, if not, if the smell is what will, you know, damage you, I'm sure Clarence here wouldn't mind fetching some potpourri that we can maybe put in things to hold against noses.
If you need something like that, I'm sure I can grab something from the father of the church. That should not be a problem, but I wouldn't worry. They're being kept at a cooler temperature underground, so the smell is not too bad, in my opinion. It's more
You've got
it's
no
more the
blind.
sight of them.
Oh, don't worry, we're fine. Okay, never mind, carry on then.
Okay. And he leads you through the centre of the 2 rows of pews, and you can see that there are about 3 or 4 groups of individuals, look like different holy folk, a couple of researchers, even a couple of other adventurer groups similar to you guys, but obviously in different looks and styles. You're led down the stairs, and you go down 2 equivalent of 2 floors, and you enter what looks like essentially a mortuary, and you can see that there is a cadaver currently on the table with a cloth over it, and what looks like a large person who's sat on a small stool, who's leant over writing, and you can see large bushy hair coming from the back. This person probably looks sat probably about 6.5 feet, like 6'6".
Hello?
Just give me a moment.
Wait, was that a French accent coming
No,
from
no,
the
no,
guy
that,
who's
that was
sitting
me, that
down?
was me. Adrian,
Then I was like,
Adrian, as your character stands up and turns to say hello, do you want to describe what they see?
Certainly. You see an exceptionally preened and groomed golden-colored Leonin with strong, wide shoulders, an athletic figure, and a concerned look on his brow. He is wearing a formal grey suit and a long white coat, thin silver spectacles, and thin gloves over his wide paws. Whilst his clothes are hardly glamorous, what strikes you is that his fur and mane seem like a living fire flows within each strand of hair. Floating nearby, you see a small fire elemental that is basically a burning ball of fire with a blank, oddly pleasant and dim-witted look on its face as he watches the Leonin write in his book.
And I just want to point out the fact that this man has made animated token. Look at that token. Look how majestic it is.
I would also like to just make note of hi, hello.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
We have a guest. His name is Adrian. This was one of the things I'm trying. We're having our first guest on the show. So,
Okay.
If you couldn't tell, dear viewers. Yeah, nice to meet you. You couldn't tell, dear viewers.
wasn't
Yeah,
expecting
I had no idea.
No,
Yeah.
you're all getting a little shocked, but okay, brilliant.
Claudia,
Just so you had
what is happening? Yes, Hannah, this is the surprise I mentioned. But Claudia,
Hannah, this is your replacement.
but Claudence will turn and go, well, Argyle, I will leave them with you, yes?
Oh, of course. Saloon light your path. Pleased to meet you, adventurers. I'm sure you're here to help. I suppose. Why are you here?
Yeah, and at that point, Claudence will give a nod and a gesture with his holy symbol and leave. So it's just currently cadavers, you, the party, and this, from what the Tabaxi see, a very big cat. Oh shit, this guy's bigger than you all.
Yeah, I shoulder deer and go, I like this guy.
Yeah.
And then you just got called a cat.
Yeah, I was going to
Not
say
in
that.
character.
No, that was out of character by some otherworldly voice. Hello. We're here to help, I guess. You know, to have a little bit of a look-see.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. We could use all the help that we can get at this point. May I ask, how can you help?
Well, I wouldn't mind having a look at the corpse just there on the table, if that's okay with you.
Oh, please, wash your hands to begin with. There is a strange fungus going around, and it's causing to be quite difficult to deal with. But I'm on the case. Dr. Argyle Pyromane always gets his man. Isn't that right, Sparky?
That's right.
What?
Yeah, you see the little like fire sprite that's like next to it. That's kind of like jovially like hovering next to him. That's like a small entity made of fire. Just respond back.
There is so much to unpack right now. I'm going to go wash my hands. I'll be back in a second. I'll go scrub up. I'll go.
Has Danny shocked the party?
No,
my
Danny, you
God.
haven't. No, Danny, you haven't.
It's not you. It's the guest.
It's all down to the guest, Danny. Nothing with you.
Damn it. But yeah,
I'm going to
there
lean
is-
over to him
go on.
and whisper, how'd you get your fur so shiny?
Good hygiene, plenty of combing, and of course, if you believe in the light of Saloon, it does help the shine grow from within.
And why do I buy this light of saloon?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say something that you buy per se, but if you look hard for it, maybe it will find you.
Great, I was making notes.
Just from all good pet stores.
Oh, someone could just cast light on you.
Yeah.
I
So
think that was more of a Michael comment.
yeah. But there is a stone cutout which is essentially a basin that's filled with water, and there's a small barrel next to it which has got like a pail that you can pour the water in and clean yourselves as need be. There are stone slabbed tables with different people laid out on them, all with cloths respectfully put over them, and small holy symbols dotted around them to keep them blessed.
Well, once I have washed up and put on my really long gloves, I shall return.
A lady after good hygiene. I certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, as the only member of the party that did it.
The rest of us don't plan on touching the body.
No,
so that's
no.
That fair.
Correct, I'm not touching anything.
I mean, I'll begin to lick my hands again.
I'm gonna let the nerds do their
Second
work.
time I've been in a body in this campaign. Last
Yeah.
time it was Evan's leg, so you know at least I washed this time.
But
I'm sorry, my friend. How long is this individual being deceased for?
By my calculations, I can't really quite say. You see, the fungus that seems to be taking over its body seems like it grows within. So at this point in time, my research is in its infancy, but we're trying to understand. So far, I can only really know that there are some symptoms to look out for, and it's a short gestation period, and you wouldn't want to catch this, and if you did, you're in the right hands with Dr. Pyromane.
And that would be yourself?
That is correct. Argyle Pyromane of the Ember Eye Pride. Pleased to meet you, and you are?
I am Cass. Just Cass. Just Cass.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet you, Just Cass.
I was waiting for that.
You can drop the just, it's Cass, but yeah, okay. And these are my friends. And
Get a room.
introduce,
Hello.
yeah.
Pleased to meet you all.
Pleased to meet you.
Would you mind if I took a look inside?
Of course, Sparky, give her the light.
Yeah, right away. And he will kind of essentially float over, like, you know, the little spot lamp things. And you'll just see him close his eyes and, like, do a little... And the light just illuminates a little brighter for a time. So that it essentially creates 30 foot of bright followed by 30 foot of dim, which is more than enough for this room.
Thank you, very kind. And yeah,
The
gonna
cloth...
pick up the skeleton?
The-
Autopsy time.
Well, the cloth is peeled back, and you can see that the chest cavity essentially has already been opened, and what you immediately see, and all of you see, is the lungs are exposed, and the right lung has been opened, and where you'd expect space, you know, for air, which is important to be, it is filled to the brim with a pure white mesh-like fungus with small button caps that kind of seem to have blocked the entire lung passageway, going the entire cavity all the way up. That's what's immediately
assume
obvious to
then.
you.
So we can assume from this point that it's respiratory. It doesn't go through skin-to-skin contact, I would guess, seeing as it's entered into the lungs. And kind of, Danny, poking around, I assume that I can't see it in any other position within the body.
No, anything that is attached via the ears, nose, and mouth, it's grown inside, but in other organs, like the heart and things like that, it doesn't seem to have affected, like physically.
Maybe, you know, failure did happen a little bit later on, obviously, for this person to lose their life, but yeah, it seems to only be focused on the lungs and, you know, that part of the body.
Yes, that was my diagnosis too. Death by mushrooms in the lungs, at least. But something is still eluding me, and unfortunately, my expertise lies more on the natural phenomenon of the mushrooms. Less of the arcane, you see.
Yeah, I'm not really an arcane follower, but I do know a bit about it. You mentioned that you're into mushrooms. Like, by what way? Are you, like, my friend here, he can control nature in a way?
I can control the spores.
That is interesting. Controlling of spores. Are you here to control these spores?
I could try. I think there might be too many though.
Right. Yes, of course. Silly me. And he takes off his glasses and flicks out a silk white handkerchief and cleans his glasses and puts them back on. My expertise is fueled by the light of Saloon, and yes, the nature is why I'm here, I suppose. I do have a task here to ascertain the reasons for these strange spores to come out of the blue, but if I was to get that understanding, I could take it back to Havelter and give him my dissertation, and I would win the day.
You're a learned man. Okay. We are going to get along famously, Doctor. Now, you've mentioned that something was eluding you.
Yes, it's difficult for me to, pull it together, because I don't know, it's, not of natural origins, it seems. Is any one of you more inclined to the arcane knowledges of magic?
Myself and my friend here, and I'll point towards Boomer.
Mm-hmm. And
He's currently not here, but yeah.
is Adam not here? Oh no! This was your moment, Adam. You were the chosen one, and now you're gone.
Boomer says boom.
That is true.
It's in character.
Yeah. And while I'm thinking about it as well, I'm just going to quickly, Adrian, I'm going to save your little fire token because I'm going to put it on the screen so people can see. Because I forgot to do that. But yeah, what she gestures towards the small halfling, what looks like he's wearing a hodgepodge of different maid equipment. But obviously he's not here, so we can't really talk about his character like until he's back. So sorry.
Right. Well, a man of few words. The smart one tends to be that way.
Trust me, you want it that way. He is very annoying at times with the word boom all the time. And I'll just sit back in the back.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
back.
luckily
He's
it's
back.
not
Did I
them.
just add him then? I thought. Yeah, there we go. You're super quiet, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I
Is it
can
better?
hear you, but yeah, that's much better. But yeah, you were just pointed at by Cass about someone possibly knowledgeable of arcane.
Yes. Before we do, I just want to catch a ritual of detect magic.
Okay.
That takes 10 minutes.
He's not wasting spell slots. He's only a half caster. Leave him alone.
Trust me, it's better that way. You won't be annoyed with the booms all the time.
We've got 10 minutes, I think.
I imagine he probably started doing this the second we walked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say, yeah, because Boomer's quite known for doing it often.
It's like, ooh, there seems to be something magic around. Detect magic, detect magic, detect magic.
Magic.
I would say you're probably about halfway through it at this point. You'll have the capacity to respond simply, but it's very clear to people looking at him that you're ritual casting something, especially to the casters of the room.
Yeah, like the clerics, and that would probably know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. But if no one else wishes to discuss, and we'll allow Boomer to just quickly get through this and be able to have a better idea of what we're dealing with. 10 minutes finishes, the magic goes, and you can see that there is a strong divination, like a divine energy around you given the area you're in. But focusing on the cadavers, you can see that there is elements of enchantment magic, as well as very, very faint necromancy, but the vast majority is enchantment, and strongly so. And coming from the spores specifically, that's what you're getting. The people, the actual bodies, are mundane. All of the aura of these magics is coming from the fungus directly and nothing else. But it does tie into what was said by Argyle, that these are not strictly nature, given, at least to your immediate knowledge, you don't know of any fungus that is like this. Same with everyone else in the room. Shy of a roll.
I'll leave the roll.
So
Certain.
so a million enhancements and
What
a bit of
should I
necromancy.
roll?
Enchantment with very faint necromancy. So
Wear what makes you happy. I'm sure you'll look sensational.
Thank you, Google.
it's like a 90% to 10%
Cheers,
split.
mate.
What?
I'll leave
Google?
it to me.
Shut up! For God's sake.
I'll relay this information onto Cass.
And Liam, can you make me a nature roll, please?
Okay.
As you're watching Cass dig and Boomer examine with his eyes, you take a look and try and rack your knowledge of spores that you would have encountered before. This is completely alien to you. Like, looking at it, like, you think, okay, pure white fungus, I know a couple of them, but none of them grow in this shape or this quickly. So it can't be that one. But wait, I know one that grows in this, like, mesh-like formation. But that one's red. Like, you're getting trace elements of, like, similarities, but nothing racks your mind of, oh, it's that fungus.
Yep.
It's completely alien to all of you. It's, like I said, pure bone white. It's got, like, you know when algae grows in a pond, like, and you get that mesh across the top? It's kind of that type of look with every few centimetres, like, small button caps.
Looking at the button caps
Mhm.
underneath, is it like like a portobello mushroom where there's like loads of little fronds, or is it like is it a dome shape?
It's
Like
similar to
like you said,
what
like-
you'd see in the supermarket look, the like where it's got the little frill things underneath. I forget. I don't know what the proper name is. I'm not a fungus expert, unfortunately. Sorry.
They're like gills or something. I don't know. what
Yeah,
they're called.
we'll say gills, because yeah, it's like them little like brown lines, but it's all white. It's pure white. The only thing that gives it colour is what it's attached to, and the lighting giving shade. But if it was under pure
Oh.
light, it is perfect white. Not a single discoloration.
How thick do this fungi grow inside the host?
Oh, this is the thing. I mean, you've just mentioned that there's some kind of enchantment magic working. Yeah.
The minor necromancy as well.
Yep.
Minor necromancy might be the fact that it's leading to death, or there's some form of undeath, or it could be that, Doctor, you're a nature man. You usually grow mushrooms, don't you, on some sort of fertilizer? Maybe they're using the dead as fertilizer? I don't know.
It doesn't seem to be exactly like that. I know what you're talking about, of fungus growing from decaying corpses and such out in the forests after a creature dies, but this seems to be more inflicted in a way.
Like manufactured, almost. Like they've made it this way.
Perhaps I've never seen these mushrooms before, so I can only assume. You seem to be onto something, though.
This is it. I mean, our dear, he is a savant when it comes to, various different fungi and spores and that kind of thing. And if he's not certain what it could be, I don't think it's in a nature realm. I think this is somebody's cruel joke of nature.
Curious. Who could make such a despicable joke?
Exactly. With the individuals that have died here, Doctor, are any of them of a certain, occupation? Are they from a certain area of town? Are there higher numbers in a certain community than others?
DM, do I know that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'd prepped him with a lot of different things. That was not one of them. From what you've gathered, it's more predominant in people that have occupations that involve agriculture, going specifically the forests, but over time it's progressively been transmitted to more and more people in other occupations, but it's primarily and started in those dealing with the forest.
So it started with those that would bring in firewood and game that they hunted in the forest, and it slowly spread. It was first noticed, I believe, a small yellowing of the skin to begin with, and after that, fine folk of Frosselger took it upon themselves to inform the Ludmire Sanctum in Haveltyr to send researchers to find out what exactly was afflicting Frosselger. That's why I'm here, and amongst other researchers. I'll have you know, Dr. Argyle Pyrowane, he is your man. I'll sort this out for sure.
Glad to hear it.
Ego, thy name is Pyroman.
Yeah, Michael. So, from that then, I'm guessing towards the forest would be our best option. You mentioned that the first sign is a yellowing of the skin. Do we know how long that gestation period is? Between first infection and then the yellowing of the skin and then on into the change of mindset?
It varies, apparently, depending on your constitution and strengths and just general well-being and cleanliness, of course, comes into this. At least the yellowing was the beginning factor, and then a range of different fatigues and breathing issues, perhaps, coughing, and eventually, before death set in, some muscular atrophy, some loss of motor function, perhaps, until the victim collapsed and it's brought to my slab down here.
And none have gotten up again after that point.
And that's what we're trying to make happen. I'm sure you all can help make that a reality.
No, I don't want them. Once they're dead, they stay dead, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not getting back up again.
Well, I have not yet had one climb up from my slab yet.
Brilliant. Slightly worried there, about the death of the dead and all that jazz.
Far too much.
What was that, Evan?
And that was Michael speaking, and I was saying he's enjoying that voice far too much. There is also a reason I am not having a conversation with you in character, and that is I will accent sponge that like nothing.
That is true. Michael is a terrible for accent sponging, not intentionally either.
So this is why.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I think I will put it on the table. Do we want to chat to the person on the table? Quite literally?
You can do that.
Wow.
I can now.
Level 5, baby.
Talk
Yeah.
to plants.
No, I can talk to the dead
That's what
person.
my character doesn't.
No, it's ability that I recently got back. I felt better and more attached to Carlon, so now he's gifted me with the ability to speak with the dead.
That could come in handy for me.
I meant now, not later, Persephone.
Okay.
Do we want to have a chat with this guy, or do we think it's not worth any use? It will drain me quite considerably.
Well, I'd think it'd be quite handy if we could find out where he's been, or if it's from a certain area.
Or
where
we
he
could be
could.
speaking with the symbiotic entity.
If that still lives, but most likely it probably could be, couldn't it?
If
There's
it's a
only one way to
parasite,
find
it
out.
will die when the host dies. 9 times out of 10.
Do we know if this guy's one of the people who caught it from the forest, or somebody caught it more locally?
What you can see, this guy's got a rather broad stature and fairly well built. He could possibly be like a logger of some description.
He's
Worth
a lumberjack.
a go then.
So I'm just quickly pulling up the speak with dead thing, just in case.
Is this okay? I can pop it in the chat. I'm
I've
going
got
to
it
check
now, I've
with
got
the good doctor.
I mean, by all
Would you
means, still
mind?
put it up for the benefit of people watching, but I've got it on my page now.
I will obviously ask Dr. Argyle if he's okay with it.
You wish to speak with this poor victim of this foul disease, is that right?
to find more information. You're a researcher, a doctor. Sometimes, I mean, we will then be able to release him if he is still attached to this mortal plane through this horrific parasite. Don't you think?
Of course, maybe wash your hands a second time before you start.
Of course, wouldn't want to, spoil the scientific evidence, and I'll go wash my hands.
Yeah. You wash your
What have
hands.
I got left on mine?
I think you go over, you take your gloves off, you wash your hands.
Put the gloves
You
back
put
on.
your gloves back on.
Produce the incense. Get ready to light it.
Yeah, I'll wash the gloves as well. Like,
Good shout. Good shout.
I'm going to need some leather oil, I think.
Yeah.
at one point.
I'll take a step
And
further back,
Adam,
so I'm back
how-
current in the wall.
How long does your detect magic last?
Yes. 10 minutes initially. Oh, nice.
10 minutes. Okay. This conversation's only been like 2-3 minutes. So yeah, you've
Yeah.
got plenty of time left.
I
Quickly,
just obviously want to keep
before I
an
do,
eye on it.
whilst I'm washing my hands, I'm going to ask, what questions do we want to ask? Because I get 5.
You do.
Where's this origin? What is it for?
Well, I think the better question to ask is, where did he encounter it? Because the origin, he might not know if it's spread. That makes sense.
Very true.
We've got to make it real simple questions that he will know.
How detailed can the answers be?
Technically, they can kind of lie, but 9 times out of 10, they will tend to tell the truth if they know it.
Are we going to get more than just a yes/no?
There's no
Yeah.
no compulsion to answer or tell the truth, but it's a full question and it's not just yes no. He can speak a sentence essentially, or she, depending on what you ask. As long as the body that you're asking has the ability to speak. Obviously, if it's got no mouth, it can't. But this one does, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just going to put my hands under the kind of head and lift it up and talk to it. You guys can ask it questions as well, like, or speak through me. So I'll say that if someone else wants to ask one of the questions, but you only get 5 of them, so
yeah, it will only
no
answer.
funny business.
It will only answer to Cass. So anyone who wants to ask a question basically has to get Cass to say it. But the 10 minutes of the casting begins. The incenses are placed.
No. It's one action. It takes 6 seconds, so I'm not going near it.
Oh, it's
And then it
duration.
lasts
Oh no, it's duration. 10 minutes. You're right. I read it as casting time, not the duration. My bad. And as the incense burns, go on.
No, I was just going to ask, what questions do we ask? I mean, I'm more than happy to lead it, but is there anything that anybody else would like to put forward now, before I do the thing?
Symptoms or not? What he's personally had all ill with?
We only really need to know where he caught it from.
Yeah. For the sake of
know where
easiness,
he
if
caught
anyone
it
has
from.
questions, suggestions, stick them in the Roll20 chat, just so they don't get
Oh,
forgotten.
also the chat if they want to say anything,
Yeah.
if they think of anything good. I can't see out the corner
Well,
of my eye.
Cass,
I'm going to say that I'm going to ask it, where did he encounter it? When did he notice the first signs? And what does it feel like when it starts to take over? Because that might give us more information. If it's like an enchantment kind of deal, does he lose his mind completely, or was he buried down in his mind? Do you know what I mean? Was he there with this other entity? And we can obviously, as the questions come up, we'll change the other ones if needs be, if that makes sense. If we need some clarification.
yeah.
If we ask
Also
him,
ask him if he's been with anyone.
I'm sorry, Boomer?
Could always ask if he's been with anybody.
they could be
That is
infected
true,
as well.
see if he's infected.
If we ask him when it starts to take control of the body, are there any specific compulsions to, I don't know,
Do something.
yeah.
Kill, go to a certain location, feed the master, that kind of thing, yeah?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, Greytail.
Great. So,
You guys ready?
the incenses are placed and are lit. The smoke slowly drifts up from the multiple sticks of incense. as you finish the arcane words, all the smoke runs up into a small ball above the body and then down the throat of the person. And then you watch, obviously, given the exposed chest, you see the smoke billow out of the lungs and then back into the air as you watch the entire body shudder and the lungs contract as its eyes as its eyes look over to you.
Where did you first encounter the fungus that is in your lungs?
In the forest.
Where in the forest?
I was going to continue. I was going to continue. Yeah, like you see, it's very laboured and slow breathing, given the blockage that he has and stuff. I was at the lumber site.
That makes sense with the fact that you said, Doctor, that many people were infected from the lumber site, like lumberjacks and loggers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you
Hang on,
compulsed to do
Adrian,
anything?
I think your Discord's busted because I can see the thingy flashing, but we're not hearing you.
Oh,
no,
Oh.
it's fine. It's not. It's just my microphone is pretty sensitive, so ignore it.
Okay.
We will.
Okay.
So that's question 1.
So, it's at the lumber site. When you were taken over, were you by the fungus? Were you compelled to do anything?
I was made to attack people.
What made you want to attack people?
I don't know. It was a feeling deep inside.
One of the questions we wanted to ask how long it takes, or
Yeah.
when did it stop? How long did it take from?
From when you were... Yeah, I will basically ask what Michael is now asking.
So,
Well, Evan is.
So, Michael, just a clarification. Evan's asking, from when he
Essentially-
contracted it, how long till death or loss of control?
I think loss of control is more important at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I believe it was an hour and a few minutes. Last
What
question.
does the... Yeah, I know. Right, I'm going to look at the guys, and instead of ask, I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper real quickly.
Just to confirm it so it doesn't suck up the question.
Yeah. What I'm thinking of asking is, what does the fungus that releases the spores look like? So we can spot it when we get to the lumber mill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'll ask that question then. What does the... Basically, I'm looking for the queen mother
Yeah.
of the fungi. I'm not looking for the face huggers. I'm looking for the queen. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
We never saw the fungus. All we knew was the trees were diseased. I never knew until it was too late. And then, as he finishes that last word, the laboured and tense lungs relax, the eyes roll back, and the body goes completely limp in your hands once more.
I'll say a quick prayer to Coralon to guide his path into the afterlife.
Yeah, it's back into the afterlife.
I tell you, that voice is a killer on the throat.
I believe that is your own fault.
Yeah.
But any change in the magic while this was happening?
There was a large increase of necrotic magic given the nature of the spell being used, but as I said, the body itself is entirely mundane, and given the spell wasn't affecting directly or at all the fungus, there was no change, there was no reaction to the spell being used. The fungus seems, while magical in base, fairly inept and unmoving.
Am I getting the same ping off every single body down there?
To varying degrees, depending on the sizes of different organs and cavities inside, but yeah, the exact same magic type and ratio.
Yep.
So, the trees are diseased.
And you remember reading that on the notice in Havelter.
We're looking at this in the wrong way.
You think the trees could be producing the spores?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, dear. You know more about fungi than I do, probably, in my lifetime.
Yep.
With a tree fungus, it's more like a lichen, or lichen. I don't know how to pronounce it, guys. Bear with me. Isn't it?
I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, we know what you mean.
Lichen. We'll say lichen. I think that's right.
They're the ones that grow on the side of trees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can make a tree completely dead. They basically drain all moisture out of trees until there's nothing left. But they can also, a tree like in a forest, they're all interconnected, like one big. There are certain types of fungi that help. They kind of like create this kind of network under the
Symbiotic
nature's
relationships.
fascinating. Yeah, no, it's a thing in actual life as well. So that's what we.
Oh, I know exactly what you're on about, because I know in Eastern Europe there's a forest that's technically one tree.
Yeah,
I know exactly
it's
what
just
you're on about.
little trees, and then they are interconnected by this underground mesh, much like this that's in the lungs of fungi, and that fungi basically talks between tree to tree, creating this hive mind. It's quite spectacular.
This reminds me of something out of Avatar.
Where do you think Avatar got it from?
Good
Exactly.
show. Good show.
Are you trying as
don't know
my
if
character?
I'd say, Danny, I just asked the same question there. Did they mean the show or did they mean the film?
I knew what he meant, because I've seen both.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There is a
Well,
there is a
okay, so-
concept in that film as well.
But are you trying to tell me that the forest is defending itself here in some way?
What's not to say anything could be a possibility? I mean, we've encountered all sorts of things in our travels. So, thus far, what's not to say? We met that little dragon rat, and look what he did to us.
Hey! Leave Sajal alone. He was a beautiful boy.
That was in character, Danny. Not
I
out of
know.
character.
And God is looking down and he's disappointed.
Well, good enough for you, Coralon. Thank you very much.
Well, there was a druid protecting the wolves. There could be a druid here protecting the trees.
That's also a good point.
That is potential. The only thing is, though, correct me if I'm wrong, Doctor, but you sense this was an arcane thing rather than a nature thing?
Forgive me, perhaps I misspoke. It is nature to the extent that I can determine, but there is this arcane side of it. It wasn't entirely arcane, but perhaps a blending of, perhaps a perversing of nature and arcane together, which is, up until this point, eluded me until you fine folk have come along and uncovered such information with such unique talents. Speaking to the dead, understanding magic. Oh, you guys are quite the team.
It's very kind of you.
I hit things.
Very tired.
Let's say, You have.
I
Am I
could,
the
just, I
only
could, I
person
could just
going-
imagine. No, I could,
Yeah,
I
one
could
sec.
just imagine hands in pockets, kick a rock. Well, I hit things.
Even the most creative of blacksmiths need an anvil to hit. You're doing your job well, sir.
He doesn't use weapons, so I wouldn't say that. Everybody has different talents, and we all connect together in, we
Please
work
do
well
not-
together.
I'd say, please do not compare us to the fungus you were just about to describe us as.
I wasn't! Evan, oh, terrible. Anyway, I don't know about everybody else, but the smell of death is really starting to overcome my senses. Shall we retire to the tavern excuse me, is there a library in town?
I believe so, yes, of course. Cross-referencing information, checking the histories of the town. I'm sure you can find one. Ask the nurse upstairs. Perhaps I'll see you in the tavern later on, but, sorry, what was that?
I was just going to say, would you like to accompany us? It seems like you're on the same path now.
I mean, why not? You seem to be getting further along this investigation. Yes, why not? Sparky, get my coat.
Certainly, sir. And it's at about this point as Sparky drifts over and starts to. He puts his head under the hood and lifts it, so the hood's dragging off his face. He's and holding it up aloft. You hear the pitter patter of 2 or 3 feet come rushing down the hallway. And you hear a familiar female priestess. Doctor, quick! We need your help again. There seems to be something wrong with one of the trees are attacking.
Oh no.
Of course.
Trees are attacking.
Everyone, you too, the one who hits things, gather your things.
Well.
You two, the
None of
one who
the
hits
things like the
things.
rest of the team's there between what and at the same time
That is
let's go.
amazing.
Yep.
We're talking some Lord
Gonna
of
go
the Rings
punch some wood.
there.
Just double checking as well, for my own benefit. You did say Selene, didn't you, as your goddess?
Yes.
Goddess of the
Aye.
moon. Thought so.
Yes.
Yep, cool. Brill, thank you.
But yeah, this priestess, accompanied by another, probably someone about half her age. Quick, please, we need your help. Adventurers, please, if you can help too. Please, the guards are struggling. They're coming from the forest to the
we're on
west,
our way.
and it's kind of, and she, as you guys start coming out, they're running as she's letting you know. She leads you to the outside and points. Please, just, we're gonna stay here and make sure people are okay. Go down the road. You'll see them.
Usual formation, Evan?
Yep. As we're saying that,
Mhm.
just insight her.
Sure.
Because there's a tingling at the back of my brain.
The
That's
crux,
just-
yeah.
Troll in the dungeon.
That's a pretty good reference for what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's exactly why. She seems panicked but truthful.
Again, that was more a tickle at the back of my, not the character's
for sure.
brain.
Well,
That was just.
Evan's a fairly cautious person anyway. It would have made some sense. Just to at least give her a look over. But
Let's go.
you're instructed on a path to head, which I'll just quickly scribble. It's just essentially to go to this entrance to the forest here. At full pace or a casual jaunt?
I'm already there.
Yeah, good. We'll make good time. We'll let the scout go on ahead.
Fair enough, fair enough. So, let me move you lovely lot to here.
Yeah, I'll run up to until I can see what's attacking, and then I will run back to the group.
Apparently there's already some dead bodies on it.
I'm just going to
Say
put the
it,
doctor in. Feel free to, within the first 3 rows, put yourself where you would be. As what you see, as you all start making good pace,
That is a great image.
fucking isn't it?
It's...
You see this darkened, huge tree that's almost animated and moving And you can see 4 guards at its feet that are in various states of bludgeoned and pulp. This tree has large white caps growing from it and almost looks like it's bleeding crimson sap, as it's got this gargantuan mouth that where it looks like as if like a lumberjack's cut like a triangle out to it, but it's got jagged teeth, as the top part of the
really
tree just
reminded-
wobbles slightly in the air as it starts lumbering towards you, seeing
I'm
more
just
people.
reminded of the tree in Sleepy Hollow. You know, the one where I'm guessing no one's seen it, but yeah, it like
The one that
I've seen
when they
Sleepy
cut
Hollow,
it
yeah.
open, it bleeds.
Yeah,
rather than
yeah,
sap,
yeah.
It's blood.
Yeah. Have I got every person's character on the map? I have, haven't I?
I don't know, Jeff.
Well, Deer's really far back, but he's there.
I'm coming.
Oh,
I'm
there
on
you
top of somebody.
Too fast.
go. So,
How many guards have we got?
4. There are 4 dead.
4 dead.
But you can
I'll
also...
firebolt it.
People, well, hang on, people with more keen perception. You can hear
Yes.
loud clumps and clods and shouts, as there's not just one of these, but there are multiple in other portions of the forest. This is just the one in front of you, following the road. Sparky 2, please. Good call, good call. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys stay not too far away. I can do something where I can get
shit,
close
he's
to them and
massive.
do damage. Fireball!
Oh fuck! Just Sparky, just do a barrel roll straight onto him.
It's like, I'm here.
Sparky psychic, then like psychic kind of character. Dashes.
Essentially, yeah, he's more like a more conscious than familiar.
Okay.
He's
cool.
like familiar in terms of how he's utilising stuff, but he has a lot more
I'd say a
self-awareness
bit-
and personality than. Whereas a familiar
Yeah.
will just do what's told.
Yeah, a step, like basically a step above like the warlock chain familiar.
Unfortunately,
Hunter.
as you all approach, you won't have chance to get off a firebolt before initiative's called, because it was already in a state of combat, and the second it sees more people crest like the small mound, it starts lumbering and moving towards you, as you just hear the creaking of wood and this like dull groan. So if everyone could
Everybody
roll
roll.
initiative.
We're rolling in initiative.
Oh, your first roll as well.
Oh,
God.
Unlucky. Okay, it's not terrible.
So, yeah, get the ones out of the way now.
Yes,
That's,
exactly.
that's what we're doing.
So I rolled a 7 with that
I think it's not
modifier.
spells, have I? I don't know. I've got spell slots gone.
The only people who've used spell slots is Cass with
I'll
the
take a
Speak
long
with
rest.
Dead.
You sell my spell slots,
Everyone
come back.
else has technically benefited from a long rest because you've been sleeping during your caravan travels here.
Yep.
Wasn't ready for a fight immediately after I used that. Just saying.
Uh-oh.
It is what it is. So, first
Yeah.
person up on the board, we have Deer.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing,
Deer.
boy? What are you doing?
I'm not sure.
He's like, I've got this.
That's fair.
What do I do?
Oh, that could hurt it. Might do my favourite. Wait, so how far away am I at the moment?
90 feet, I
100.
think someone just ran.
Let me check.
Is it
I
100?
can't. Why can't I find the tree?
100.
The tree. Moonbeam, please.
Moonbeam. Can you draw that for me?
Oh, you know I can.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you, good sir.
And I'm going to do it at a level 3.
Oh,
I think it's level.
go
Yes.
you.
No, just
Because it's
it
level
has
1
the button
normally,
already.
isn't it? Or is it level 2?
I've been doing level 2. I've got level 3 now. So when it's his turn, he'll do a save and take damage.
Hell yeah. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So that's your action. Movement, bonus.
I'm gonna move forward just a little tiny bit.
Okay. Just a
And I'll
little
stay
tiny bit.
there.
There we go. Is that everything you do?
That is me done, yes.
Eventine. Your move. As you see this
Okay.
column of light just engulf the front portion of this tree. As you again, you just hear that Just constant.
I'm going to move up. So, 30 feet. And ready in action to attack if it gets close to me.
Yeah, so if it gets within your attack range,
Yeah.
attack. What are you using?
Yeah.
Just curious. Is
Glaive.
it glaive? So if it gets within 10 feet.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. Everything done? No bonus?
Not at the moment, as I'm just trying to check for something.
Okie dokie. And with that done, boom.
Boom.
What are you doing? What?
I shall summon my cannon.
Found what I was looking for.
Cannon
Just a quick-
ready.
Just a quick question. I know we were on about changing the types of damage.
Yeah.
Would do it on summon?
I believe, yeah, once it's summoned and you select a damage type, it's that type until finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine you
Yes.
can't change it on the fly because that would be a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
So when you summon it,
Okay.
you're able to invoke what damage it's going to produce.
Yeah, it's Force Ballista has fire damage.
So fire damage. Beautiful.
Why?
Yeah.
You're not just going to pick the flamethrower option.
It's got to be close to it. It's going to move 15 feet at a time. can't it?
You've gone really robotic,
Yeah,
Adam, by
that's
the
harsh.
way.
No, it can only move 15 foot at a time.
Okay.
That's why it's.
But yeah,
Otherwise,
that's fine.
flamethrower wouldn't have been a bad idea.
So yeah, the little tripoded thing just... And you just see the little turret just... And you just see the cogs whirring as it's like kind of just pulsing in its movements, ready to fire.
It does you see it. And it targets obviously
Target street.
yes or no.
Ready? Fire!
Oh,
Ready?
boom.
Damn, that's a hit. And I know it says force damage, but it's fire.
Yeah, that's set up.
Nice. So, yeah, you see this beam as it just hits and just arcs up the front portion of it, as you just hear a high-pitched scream as if like something's just burnt alive. And it does a lot more damage than you were expecting, as it has a vulnerability to fire.
Boom, baby.
So it does 26
Fuck
points of damage.
Damn it.
Nice.
If you'd only got a if you'd only
Wizard
your
fireball,
here.
just one
Oh
shot.
no,
it.
not even fireball. Bloody chromatic orb first level.
Imagine something like fucking Scorching Ray
Our
as well.
Sorcerer isn't here though. She's off today.
She's rating.
Oh, no.
Oh no, technically she's there. Well, you put her on the map.
Oh shit.
She was. The map was created before.
Yeah, it was. It was. Ignore me. She's gone. She. It was just an ethereal visage. That's all. She's there in spirit.
Alicia.
Bye, Felicia. But yeah. So that does a lot of damage, and you can just see the scorched line that this beam did, as well as some crackling flames, as its branches shudder like tendrils, and it starts flailing and knocks out the flame as it's screaming in pain. Following that, Persephone.
Boom. Boom, boom.
I'm gonna head into here and I'm gonna stealth.
Okay, roll stealth.
Just want to clarify that tree is not also alive.
You don't know.
Damn it.
All you're aware, literally, all you're aware of, disease trees are causing bad fungus, and there is a tree attacking you, and you're going to take the risk of hiding under a tree.
Yeah.
Okay, roll stealth.
The tree.
If it wasn't alive before, it will be soon.
You believe
That's my
you're
point.
you believe you're well hidden as you keep your body low to the ground and as much as the greener as you can be.
Thank you.
What about your
Action?
action?
Small range. Have a look. I'll take a pot shot. No action. No, I'm just going to hold my action, please.
To do
Just
what?
going to hold it, not do nothing yet.
No, but you've got to specify what the trigger.
Okay, I am going to end my turn there. I'm not going to do
Okay.
nothing else.
Yeah, it's alright. With held actions, you have to specify what you're doing in the
That's
trigger.
fine.
Yeah,
I'm going
okay.
to hold it.
Yeah.
Could have had a look around.
But, Cass, it's your turn.
Oh no.
Cool. I am going to move. Right down to behind Evan, and I am going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And these little luminescent foxes and raccoons and wolves and even like a couple of octopi, so like intelligent creatures, start floating around, and everything within 15 feet of me is now. There you go. Yep. Basically, it's difficult terrain to everybody but you guys. So I choose everybody that's within the party. They can walk through it, and it'll do them damage on their turn.
Okay, that sounds good.
End of turn.
As it is now the tree's turn, he has to make a Constitution saving throw, which is a D20. We only roll one of them. It has that modifier 16, which is a save because your DC's 16, so it'll take 5 points of Moonbeam.
Radiant.
Ooh.
No modifier to the damage here, unfortunately, but damage is damage. As this tree, you see the large roots just slap up like octopi tendrils as it just starts pulling itself along the floor. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to die.
Saving throw.
Liam, I just did it.
Oh, wait. Did you? Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was the 16. Didn't you hear? Did you miss here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
it's fine. It's going to dash. So it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, which it'll enter the...
It enters, yeah.
Yeah. Because it seems
No,
to...
stop there. If you stop there, because now it's going to take double movement for you to move anywhere in there.
Because it seems to be beelining for Boomer at the minute, given Fire Bad.
Did he hear someone go boom?
Wait.
I've got to make a wisdom, I believe?
Yeah, wisdom. Wisdom saving throw. 3d8 radiant damage.
And I'll start with the attacks.
Yes. Oh no, that's bad. He's going to take the damage, and he's not going to like it either.
15 points of radiant damage. As my little creatures start attacking him.
Hell yeah, that's brutal damage.
It's actually
That's a lot of damage.
An 11 unfortunately misses as the glaive strikes down and just hits a dense piece of the wood. Same with the 16. The roots on this tree that you try and strike down on are almost as kin to iron in their strength. They are fucking tough. And you're not making any purchase, Evan, unfortunately.
Okay. But I believe that's probably ended its turn.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it can go
Yep,
any
because
further.
it used its action to dash.
And they got stuck in the
Thingy, yeah.
It is now going to be half movement.
Grey tail.
I'm going to move around the back. The side. Punch.
Roll pooch. Okay, Liam, BRB.
Alex.
I'm going to roll severity because, Adrian, just one thing for you to know. What I do when a nat 1 is rolled, I roll severity. If it's lower is worse. Basically, it makes a bit more flavour to what the nat 1s do, rather than you hit the nearest ally or some stupid shit. Ooh, okay. Well, based on one ability... No. Based on one ability the Treant has, I'm just going to make that effect worse. As you punch it, You hit, but you don't like make any damage as the bark is solid. It's like punching a breastplate. But the thick crimson sap splashes back on you. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Don't think you have evasion yet, do you?
No,
That's seventh
level
level.
7.
Yeah.
So he's going to take a portion either way. No, actually, hang on. Okay. Okay. Because you passed, you take half, but because the nat 1 and that severity, I'm just going to say it's not double damage. So you take 1d12 acid damage. Oh!
Oh, what?
Oh,
For making a melee attack within 5 feet or less of the creature, this is what happens. And for the subsequent 3 turns, you will take another d12 acid damage unless you use an action to clean it off.
Damn it.
Oh,
So
dear
for
me.
3 turns, unless you use an action afterwards, at the start of your turn, you'll start burning. As you all hear like the sizzle and the fuck.
Is it going to do, if I punch it again, is
You
it
can-
going to do that again?
No, it just refreshes the timer, but because the timer's on max, it doesn't make a difference. You're already in acid, you can't double the acid.
You
I'll-
already used
I'll
your
use
action.
Which is why, Michael, I specified when you
I
use
can
the
attack
glaive,
twice.
because you just out of range of it.
Second attack then.
Mm-hmm. That hits. And you're just bludgeoning damage, isn't it?
Whatever the
The knuckle
knuckle dusters do.
Yeah, it's bludgeoning, which unfortunately doesn't do as much damage as you would hope. You still do 5 points of damage,
Fucking trees.
but trees and bludgeoning, eh,
Feline agility.
yeah.
15, 20, 25. I'll go. I'm not going to go towards the tree.
Are you going to use a key point to disengage?
I don't have to. I'm mobile. He can't take an attack of opportunity against me.
Oh, because you're using feline
Nice.
agility.
No, just
No,
no,
because
mobile.
I hit it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you've got the feet in
He
you.
puts it,
Yeah.
he gets
Nice,
away.
nice.
Yeah, I back up and then I will be cleaning off next turn.
Yeah, just let me double check if it's at the start or end
Don't
of a
lick it.
turn.
I know what you
No.
mean, Pat. Lick it.
Yeah, because it's at the
Don't.
start of each of your turns, so the next 3
Yeah.
turns. So you'll take one more d12 and then you can use your action to negate the next 2.
Yeah, okay.
Dr. Argyle, you've had a moment to assess the situation. You see the new friends that you have made in your current research accommodation start making their attacks and preparations. What's your calm and calculated maneuvers?
He maneuvers his spectacles on his nose briefly and turns around to see this contraption come out of this halfling. And he says, "You're quite the smart one. Yeah, I think you're on the right track. Sparky, let's draw their fire." And Sparky's gonna go, "Okay, boss." And can you move Sparky
Hang on.
like here?
Well, hang on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that you should
can
have
move him.
control. Check it now.
Yep. Okay. So he's gonna move about here.
Yeah.
And Sparky will. He goes after my order, but it could be at the same time, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sparky will like glow a little bit brighter, and then spit out this basically flaming booger, flying directly at him.
Oh,
as
he's hocking a flaming loogie at him, literally.
he is, yes.
Oh, God.
So
Go for it.
my attack modifier. Okay.
I love that he's just a cartoon character.
Mm-hmm. Is he from Housewagen Castle? He looks like it.
I'm glad you know the reference.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Complete nerd over here.
a 10 is not going to do anything, as with its waving massive tendril-like branches, the bolt just goes.
Okay. And as Argyle like frowns, he's like, "Give it more gusto, boy. Don't make me come over there and punish you." And he will Argyle's mane flashes with flame,
Mhm.
and Sparky grows even larger, and he will cast a heightened level Scorching Ray
Oh.
through Sparky,
Oh,
as it's like this giant
yes,
vomit of flame.
yes, do it.
Boomer's eyes just light up.
You're on the wrong track there.
No, it's just like boom.
So it'll be third level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four beams.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, do it.
Oh, 4 beams of
Oh, and that hits. The first one hits.
Second one.
Second one crits
crit.
with vulnerability. Okay,
Third
so
one.
all 3 hit. The middle one is a
Four
crit. Oh
attacks, Danny.
shit. The way we do
That
crits,
crit's gonna.
Adrian, the way we do crits here, rather than doubling the dice, you roll the damage as normal and then add a second set of dice, all max.
Oh shit.
And then
Okay,
that gets
so-
doubled because of
sorry.
vulnerability.
So
That's gonna hurt
12,
a
so that's-
lot.
So that's 12 plus whatever you roll.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
so that's what 8d6 plus 12.
First one, second one, third one, and fourth one.
Okay, so the
So
first
plus
one is a
another
6
D8.
that's now 12. The first one is a 4 plus
4
I
plus
do
12.
them all separately and then double it when you get to the end, Danny. It'll make it easier.
Yeah, let's add them all together. So we've got 6, 10, but that 10 has another 12 to add it on top, so that's 22.
No.
No, because that crit
no.
set up wrong. Michael, don't ignore that 8.
Yeah, so that's 4 plus 12.
4 plus 12, so that's 16. So
Yeah.
that's 20.
So I was
Two.
22. That's
plus
so I
another
was right.
12.
34, then 41, doubled to 82.
The 7 as well as fire
Oh.
damage.
So hang on, the 7 is 5. So 70. So that's 41 plus 7. So that's 48. That goes to 96 damage. Oh,
Ow!
Okay.
Damn.
I do believe the phrase "I love the smell of napalm in the morning."
wow. So yeah,
What?
literally, you just watch as Sparky just doubles in size, then doubles again, as if like he's just like in a cartoon, like when they breathe in and they triple in size. Then he just bellows out, just as this streak of humongous fire energy, and as it's coming out, he then shrinks slowly back down to normal size. This flame engulfs the tree almost entirely. You can't see it by the shadow it makes from the light, as a tremendous scream, screech, and squeal is made as this tree is set ablaze. The majority of the fire goes, and you can see a number of the tendril branches have burnt off. It's done considerable damage. It's still very much alive, but my god, that fucking hurt.
So,
I'm amazed it's still up.
Yes, I want one.
It's tremendously tough, but god damn, that did some damage.
Good question. How much did Magog damage do in that? How old is brain?
Yeah,
Magog. No, what you got to remember, the Elder Brain was 100% healthy. He one-turned it. He one-turned an Elder Brain.
Yeah.
So
In like
it's
3
not
stars.
quite on the same level, but by God, that is a memorable moment and a half.
I mean, that
But
was,
like half
you have to
level
remember
as well.
that was at level 14, wasn't it, with Magog? This is
Mhm.
at level 5, or
Yeah.
6, or whatever level
Mhm.
the Doctor is. Jesus Christ.
Insane.
You've definitely got it over the 50% mark, well and truly. Fuck. Yarostaffa, that was a big ass boom. Oh, that vulnerability coming in clutch.
You're losing your title.
Yeah, Boomer, you're enthralled as you see the biggest boom of your life. Even despite Magog, your teacher, his damage was incredible. It didn't ever have the theatrics this did. This was a sight.
No. He's just jumping up and down. Excitement.
do it again. Do it again.
Now, Argyle, is that the end of your turn, or do you have another trick?
Well, Argyle just like kind of delta split, spread out,
Mm-hmm.
and just move there.
Hell yeah. Dear. It is now your turn, brother.
Okay. So use my bonus action to.
Move Moonbeam.
I was gonna cast
Oh.
Flame Blade.
Ooh.
That's
Drop the
concentration as well, so lose
Yeah,
Moonbeam.
drop the Moonbeam.
Okay.
Oh god. Flaming sword.
Here we go.
Well, I'm gonna say everyone is. It's clear to see. Fire good. Fire very
Yeah.
good.
I have
Well,
nice fire.
Okay, I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level.
And yeah,
My
when I
flame
made
blade.
this creature's health, I thought that's a little much. I'm glad I made it what I did. Fucking hell. Jesus.
Yeah.
Apologies.
No, Peter.
No,
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 we're
no.
gonna-
It's amazing. It's
gonna-
perfect. Okay, so yeah, you move up. You make the attack, which unfortunately doesn't hit.
Oh dear.
However, can you make me a dexterity saving throw as some of the sap splashes back at you?
Oh,
Did you forget that part?
yeah.
Both the tabaxis are now covered in crimson sap. Ooh, yeah. You take 7 points of acid damage, and for the next 3 turns, you will continue to do so unless you spend an action.
Okay.
So yeah, like you swing, and what it is, some of the sap has crystallized from the fire inferno that just happened. You hit that crystallized sap, and that's what sparks back at you and like hits you like peppering of snow. But this snow burns.
Ooh.
This is bad snow. This is danger snow.
Yeah.
Is that the rest of your turn,
Yeah.
Evan?
Okay.
You've been able to see that if you attack from the range you are, you're safe from the splashback. FYI. Which is, that, like I said, that's why I specified when do you strike.
Oh yeah, no. Glaive was always going to be the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Bonus action, Searing Smite, 2nd level.
Nice, nice, nice. Everyone's just going, turn this bitch up to 11. Flame on. I like it.
The first attack.
Hits.
I will use my
Smite now.
other. I will use my other smite attack with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, so you're doing the, like, paladin-y smite as well as the infernal
yes.
thing. Okay. So 14 slashing,
Yep.
followed by...
It's not an undead, I'm guessing.
No.
So that will be 3d8.
It's just classed as a plant.
15 radiant,
Nice. And then the searing smite.
which is fire damage.
Mm-hmm. So that's 5 points of fire damage, which goes to 10. So the slashing it takes, it's not vulnerable, resistant. So that'll take it to...
That's a really
That.
decent hit, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
For
And then
all my
10 points of
49
fire
points of
damage.
damage.
Oh, nice. That was a solid, solid hit. As you see, as the glaive just swings up, strikes down, the splashback happens, but hits way short of you. You see like 2 stages of a small explosion. As you see the explosion of bright white radiant energy, followed by then a bright inferno of warm heat. And dear, it doesn't hurt you, but you just feel this brush of hot fire as if like a flame jet's just gone off just quickly near you. As another loud scream as one of the large roots just and just hits the floor. Second attack hits as well. Another 5 points of slashing damage. Nice.
And I think I will 1 second. Just checking something before I.
If you're on about
Yeah.
can you do smite twice, I don't think you can.
Oh yeah, I can smite every attack.
Oh,
I
can
can't
you?
do the.
Yeah,
I can't do the
smite
smite.
can.
I know the
spell.
searing
I can't-
smite one, but I didn't think the
The,
normal one.
the searing smite is a bonus action to cast.
Yeah, no, I'm on about the normal smite. I thought that's what you were
No,
saying.
normal smite every
you can
attack.
do
Oh,
on
can
every
you?
attack.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. I thought you could only do it once a turn.
Yeah, it costs a
Spell slot. Yeah. I remember because
It's
of
a different
Gwynfeld.
thing, like Smite is. It's basically, it doesn't specify.
So,
it's
yeah.
not like a spell, like you can't use 2 spells in a go. But with Smite, you can.
So with a
That
further
one, that's
14
flexible.
points of radiant damage.
Yep.
Let me double check its max
That was a
health.
lot of damage.
I need to double check its max health. Hang on. We're
This is where it
we're getting into the territory where I need to double check. No,
Danny,
it's still alive.
Did you not add on health?
No,
earlier?
I didn't, and I'm not going to. I
Not
made.
now, I mean,
Oh no,
before we start.
I made my bed. I added health to what it says in the book,
Oh, okay, yeah.
but
yeah, okay.
I'm not like readjusting it mid combat. I made my bed. I'm gonna damn well sleep in it. I thought I'd put too much on. I did not expect this, but this is fine. It's awesome.
Okay,
Um,
I'll admit that did cost me both second level spell slots and one first level to do all of that.
But goddamn good damage. You did like 30 odd damage. No, more than that. Just in the smites was 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did a lot. But is that you complete? Do you wish to move at all or anything such as?
Pretty good here.
Okay. Boomer.
Boomer. I do have a quick question. The arcane firearm, I've now obviously that onto me wand.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying you can roll a d8. Obviously, push it. Is that one per turn or?
What's this? Is this
Hang
an
on.
artificer thing?
Yeah.
I'll grab a. Now look it up.
I was going to say, just read to me what it says, because obviously I'm not well versed as artificers.
Yeah, that's good.
You know how to turn a
You-
wand.
you sure?
Yeah. You do it.
Yeah, because you bought the blank wand,
Yeah.
I remember that. So yeah, you've turned it into the
Yeah.
firebomb wand.
Yeah, the arcane focus. You
Okay.
can use your arcane firearm as spellcaster focus for your artificial spells of dawn. When you cast a artificial spell for your firearm, roll a d8 and you'll gain a bonus to one of the spell's damage rolls equal to the number rolled.
Okay, so yeah, what it is, when you cast a spell through that focus, you can add a d8 damage to it, is what it's saying.
If you cast a damage spell through it, you
Yeah,
can roll an
so like
extra
say if you
D8
cast
to-
something like catapult, you can add a d8 to it if you use it through that
Right.
focus.
Yeah, that's what
It's not its
that's
own.
the
It's not
focus
like a
is.
spell in its own right. It's an additional
Yeah.
damage. So if you say did a fire damage spell, you could add a d8 on top or something.
Do do that every turn or has it got
Did
limitations?
it just say once?
It doesn't say anything. It's just whenever you cast a
Oh,
spell.
then yeah, that's
Right.
you should be able to just do that then.
I don't think
Ooh.
it will be on your cannon though. It's a you.
No,
You have
no,
to
yeah,
cast
no, it's
spell.
not
Yeah,
through
it's
the
on
cannon.
mine.
It's only when
No.
it's cast through the wand, so it's his spells. The cannon is its own
Yeah.
thing.
Okay then, I shall then pop a firebolt at it.
Hell yeah. Roll to hit. It's not good enough, I'm afraid.
Ah,
As some of the inferno has like melted away some of the wood and has created holes and cavities. The firebolt, where you aimed for centre mass and it was on target, one of these holes, it just and just goes through. Unfortunate.
God. Okay, I'll use mine. Yeah, else to be. Okay, I'll start moving a little bit further this
Mhm.
direction.
Yep.
Just be aware of that.
Following
Three.
your new
Cannon.
Lord and Saviour.
Yeah, and I'll get the cannon to try and pop it.
Yep, bonus
Okay.
action to fire the cannon.
Yeah. That works.
That hits, and that is 10 fire damage, which is doubled to 20 fire damage.
Nice.
It's not dead. Not yet. It's goddamn close. Goddamn close. Okay. Is that you done? Do you have any more movement you want to use?
Yeah. No, that's one move.
Persephone. You see everyone is
okay.
switching to various methods of fire damage and just hailing barrages of flame on this creature.
Unfortunately, I haven't got fire damage.
No.
So
But I'm sure you can be
just
useful
gonna-
in your own way.
Exactly. So I'm going to take a shot, please.
Go for it. Roll to hit.
Aren't you hidden as well?
He
Yeah.
is,
You get
so he gets advantage because its passive wasn't high enough.
I'll do another one then.
Mhm.
I'll take the 22.
22. Well, an 18 would have hit, but 22 also hits. Roll damage, please.
In that
With
case, then
your
I'll...
Lesnick attack.
Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. Right, that one.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait. Oh, yeah, that was
Why?
your second attack.
That was the second one, but I clicked by accident. Sorry,
Oh,
but
that you.
the sneak attack.
Okay.
That's
so-
7. Ignore that. It's the 13. And
Okay.
Piercing.
So 9 piercing, which goes down to 5. And then
The
13.
sneak attack or the sneak
Sneak
attack
attack.
also count.
Yeah.
Does
also
it count
goes
as
down.
piercing?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
That
it's
damage is not a
20,
step-
22 then that goes down to 11.
Oh.
Wait, you motherfucker. Carl,
Yeah.
with exactly enough, how do you want to do it?
I want to go through.
Wait, I just did the math. His exact death dit, it's perfect 0. It had 236 hit points.
I want to go for the eyeball if possible. So when my shot goes directly into its eyes.
The eyes, there's no like eyeball per se, but there are like sockets that are like pools of this crimson acidic
That'll
sap.
do. I'll go for
And
that.
you shoot, the bolt goes into the eye, and you see some splats as the top half of the tree falls back and the mouth opens wide, wide, wide. And you just hear as the spine of the tree just breaks and the top half of the tree falls backwards. The tendrils run forward for about another 5 feet and then just slowly seize and stop as parts of it that are on fire continue to seize as its life seemingly comes to an end very abruptly. I'm going to roll 2d12s of acid damage, one for Greytail, one for Deer, because obviously then it's at the start of your turn, you use your action then to put it out. So Greytail, you take another 8, Deer, you take an 11.
God.
As the acidic sap, and you're able then to quickly get it off as its final moment and defiance towards you is seized as you just fought a weeping treant.
Oh, welcome and go. What on earth is that thing?
And you also see in the bottom half of its mouth, almost like a rabid animal like foaming at the mouth, you see pools and pockets of this white fungus.
And at that point, I see that I'm going to back off again. far away from that white fungus.
I mean, it is considerably damaged white fungus, considering it has been in an oven for a hot second. A few times.
Next day, different.
It's been under the direct.
Look, it's
flamethrowers.
grilled mushroom, okay? Just a bit of cheese on top, you'll be glad.
Ooh.
Okay, are we out of initiative or?
Yes. The only thing I wanted
Yeah.
to do was do the D12's damage, but then obviously they're negated. You're out of initiative. There are no immediate dangers in the vicinity. You can still hear combat being made, but it sounds like it's holding. You've managed to very quickly and expertly deal with the one in front of you in no less than 12 seconds.
I'm imagining that when, like, I don't know about Deer, but I imagine when me and Cass both turn to look at like the rest of the group, like the right side of our face where the massive wall of flame went past is just a slight different colour than the rest of us.
You've got yourself a good old Aberystwyth with tan,
It's
which isn't actually a suntan. It's more just carpet burns, or in this case, just burns.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like massive
Madness.
burns. It's just like
No, it's not
we've,
not enough to do damage, but it's enough that it's visible and more flavour.
I like Two-Face.
Yeah, a little bit like Two-Face, yeah.
Bit like a burnt version of it.
Dr. Argyle Pyromane will give a nod to Sparky and then look around to see if the rest of the adventuring group is okay.
never touched us.
And it would be a very brief glance, I suppose. And produce some tweezers from his pouch and wraps his kerchief, his little kerchief that he cleans his glasses with, around his snoot, and looks towards Cass and say, I always seem to find that working on specimens that have recently passed away to be the most insightful. Would you care to help me?
You're gonna need a bigger set of tweezers than that, Splinter.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Gray and give him a bit of healing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, out of everyone, there was only 2 people who took damage. One was all entirely self-inflicted.
Victims.
Oh god.
It never got an attack off, which
Yeah, we did all the damage in that round.
yeah. And it wasn't until after it died I realised it had a ranged attack. But oh well, that was my bad. It could have thrown
Yeah.
rocks at you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's
I-
another time.
I was like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna have some kind of ranged option.
Well, it had
And then he's
it
like,
had a reach like slash thing. It was in range of you, similar to a glaive. But then I saw underneath it had throw rock. Could have just threw a rock and killed his cannon. But oh well. So yeah,
Which health of the cannon?
you cure wounds. Is anyone assisting the good doctor in extracting something from this creature?
6 points.
To
Yeah,
investigate
okay.
the extent of
Well,
the
if you're
contagion
well,
within.
it's not more an investigate. It's more if you're trying to harvest anything. It's more of a survival. Investigation is
trying
more for
to-
just looking around.
I'm not trying to like harvest anything from it. I want to ascertain the extent of the contagion through it.
Okay.
Like how much is like how long it would have been, subject to the spores.
I get you. Roll me an investigation check, please. So you're basically
Are we
looking
looking
at
at
how
the thing?
severe it is and how long it could have been affected.
Right, because
I'll
Um,
assist.
You have an assistance from Cass as she comes over and helps point things out because with her keen eye.
24.
Ooh.
God damn.
Oh, your investigation's higher than mine. Nice.
It's not a normal tree in the sense of the ones that are around you. It was at some point a treant in its own right. So its anatomy is slightly different. It's more hollow inside than you would expect, in which the vast majority of its cavity is filled nigh onto the brim in fungus. The only reason why it hasn't died, it's because it doesn't fully rely on its internal cavities for breathing and such as it has photosynthesis. Otherwise, it probably would have been dead long ago.
Can I?
I'm gonna
We've got
say
vials. So.
Well, I was going to
Oh,
say,
sorry, you go.
it's seemingly like it's been affected for a considerable amount of time. With how long you approximate it affecting people and the size they are in comparison, this poor creature has probably been affected for a month or so.
Poor creature. Can I?
gonna do it.
Go on.
Adam, what was Boomer going to do?
Energy's get.
You're cutting out,
Quiet.
Adam.
I'll set it a minute. I'm just going to do a ritual of detect magic.
Okay. You're just going to cast it.
God damn it.
No, it's a ritual.
Okay, so yeah, you begin doing that as they start investigating and looking over the tree and such.
I reconnect to Discord again.
Greater wants to talk to Boomer, but you can do the investigation on the tree first.
Would you mind if I harvest some of the blood, if that's okay, or whatever sap is dripping from this thing, and have a wee look at it?
You're more than able to if you wish.
I was asking.
Oh.
everybody else,
Oh,
that's fine.
oh. My bad. My
No,
bad.
with the no talking, I'm going to take that as a yes, and I am going to use one of my vials to get some of the sap.
Just make me just a standard dex check. It's not hard. Just to
It's just-
avoid. Yeah, easy enough. It's not a hard check. It's just to like put it against and make sure you don't drip on in yourself. You have assistance.
advantage.
You have advantage.
Catch the bottle
Thank you.
before you drop
Yeah,
it.
the good doctor is helping. That's better.
Thank you.
Luckily, it was only a DC 10. You're able to acquire a vial of this crimson acidic sap.
It's
I would like to identify this a little later, but looking around, Danny,
Mhm.
is there any other movement around in the tree line around us?
Perception check, please.
Perception. $25.
After looking over the tree with the doctor and acquiring a vial of the sap, you take a look and you study the horizon around you. While you can hear sounds of combat that seems to be going moderate to well to bad in some cases, as you can probably pinpoint 3 other combat points. In terms of your immediate AO, doesn't seem to be any more of these creatures approaching, which is a very, very good sign.
There are other fights going on. Do we want to continue our study or go help? I'm saying this while, like, because my spirit guardians drops in a minute, like a little blue glowing octopus just kind of drifts across. Yeah.
We
The
should
last thing
probably. Yeah.
The
No,
last thing
please.
we want is Frosselgar to be decimated and spoil all my research. If we can help, we should.
Of course.
Let's go.
Okay.
Quickly, before we do go,
Yes.
Danny, can I just check the ground for what direction this thing came in?
It came directly, as you're looking at the map, from the left side of the map, so which is westward from the forest.
Cool. So if
It
we come back to
seeming
this
and,
point,
and
we
it
can back in.
seemingly came following the natural path that's been made over the years. It wasn't like a straight line. It seemed to follow the path with some modicum of intelligence.
Can you speak with plants today?
Today he
Dear?
didn't pick it. He didn't
Yep.
pick it today.
If you need that, I could probably assist.
Could you talk to maybe some of the flora about us and just see, like, if they can lead us, if they can pinpoint. Like we said, they're all interconnected, right? So there must be something going on here. Maybe have a chat with a plant. If you'd be so kind.
I can. It's a little spooky, if I'm certainly trying to be honest with you. But sure.
This
I will
pink
go
one
over-
here looks friendly.
Oh, okay.
You know, that one's there, just like.
I
wobbling
thought you
in
wanted
the-
to like talk to this guy here. I was like, oh my god.
Oh no! Well, he's dead.
I know. Like, if there was some part of him as he's like dying in his like death rattle, like speak to him whilst he's dying.
You
Stupid
killed
dead
me!
work on the phone.
You killed me!
Speak with Dad probably wouldn't, but speak with plants probably will.
Sure.
Combine the two. Speak with dead plants.
That
Yeah.
will be a new spell I pick up.
So yeah, you see this like dusted with some snow and like melted snow, so like water dripping off it. You just see this like pink, bushy, flowered bush. I don't know.
Bushy flower bush.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
pink, bushy, flowered bush.
Deep immersion there. Great.
Hell yeah! I try.
Okay, so Argyle's mane will flare once again as he casts Speak with Plants on himself. And he turns to the pink flowered bushy flower bush.
Flowering bush, pink, pink. Sophisticated doctor.
Oh, how you doing there?
Sorry to disturb you. Seem to be enjoying the sunlight. I wouldn't. Sorry, I don't do this very often.
Oh, not at all, dearie. Don't you worry a bit, Petal. Been quite nice talking to you.
He was just standing there puzzled like, what?
These kind people are wondering if you could feel or judge with your root system the closest kerfuffle, shall we say, activity nearby. Maybe you could speak to your other petals about where things are.
Oh, well, looking at that one, seems like he was a bit of a big bad one, wasn't he? All round here, we don't get too much trouble. deeper in the forest, so we've been seeing and hearing a few different things.
Okay. It looks around to the party and goes like he's panicking with his social
Yeah,
ineptitude.
you see him talking to this bush, and this bush is just wobbling in the wind very slightly, and he's just hearing this bombardment of an excitable plant.
Okay.
She's really excited. I'm used to dealing with dead things.
Right. Okay. The first thing you need to know is, right, does it know what's going on?
Argyle will just like blurt it out, like shout it almost in a way, like "What's going on?"
Oh, no, don't need to be so angry and aggressive about it.
So,
Don't you worry, Petal. We'll get it sorted out for you. In terms of that poor thing, I don't quite know myself. Seems my accent's wandering a wee bit, and now I've gone a bit Welsh. Don't quite know why. But I'm going to stick with it.
I love the bushy flowery bush.
The pink flower, bushy, pink.
Pinky flower.
Yeah, what I've
Don't worry, Petal.
what I've been hearing is, deep in the forest, a few of the other bigger things and bit woody things have been getting a bit unwell. Getting down with the sickness and all that.
Yeah, I can hear the song going in my head.
Turning her right mad, eh?
Would you happen to know how deep into the forest? Where details? You're pretty. Sorry.
How
That's
deep
mi-
do you want to go?
Oh, that's mighty kind of you. But, no, if you go... I don't know, I only hear say, like, Chinese whispers and all that. Through the grapevine and things. But,
So many puns.
It's a literal grapevine.
But, from Jemima over there, he's been saying that, some of the trees have been getting rather sick and causing some illness on people. But, I haven't encountered anything this close, so that's a good thing for me. I don't want to get all sick and all that, that's not good. My accent's wandering again, and it's now gone out. Welsh.
I might say,
Motherfucker! It's gone back. It's gone back.
It was East End then.
It's gone back. Yeah, this plant's got a wandering voice that I can't
I
quite
think
pin.
it started somewhere West Country and ended up East End.
What's her name? Or his name? It sounded like a her.
My name's Clarissa.
Nice to meet you, Clarissa. Doctor. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing again. I'm just trying.
Okay, Doctor, I'm not going to go through the whole thing again.
Close your fun.
Well, I wish to make sure that you stay healthy, as do all my new friends, and we want to find the source of this problem. And if you could point us in the right direction, we will be most grateful.
Well, from what I've seen, if you go further into the forest, at least from what Jemima and friends have told me, it seems that it's some of the bigger and older trees near the mountain.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Turn to the party. I have a location. Anything else you wish to ask the plant?
No, location's perfect. Thank you ever so much.
The
You
fire
are-
was mighty warm, you know. It was really good.
Can you turn it off now?
Stop
Oh,
concentration. Stop concentration.
oh! Do you drop concentration?
Of the plants.
Yeah.
He will do. He will look at the roots, like the base of where the plant is on the ground, and he goes, I'm sorry for that, and he will cast mold earth to like shoot some loose dirt.
Oh no,
to-
I'm all
onto-
exposed.
No, like add to like give it more structure.
Yeah.
Don't want to get it, make him naked there.
Man, you've seen
and-
my roots.
I would also point out that this spell gives life to every plant within 30 feet.
I'm aware, but I'm not gonna do
You're
that.
not going to get every plant talking
I
to it.
could, but I'm not gonna for my own sanity.
Well, I will drop concentration after the cacophony of
Yeah.
Herbie
Well,
plants.
do please
and-
come back, and I hope to see you again. As you drop concentration.
Every blade of grass is talking.
No, like it just like slowly fades and then whoop, turns off. And this tree, and then this little pink flowery bushy plank, whatever I called it, is just still wobbling and plank. I said plank. I don't care. You know
Yeah,
what
we
I
know.
mean. It's just there wobbling. You can only imagine what it's saying now, as you cannot hear it.
I'll turn to the party and explain what I managed to ascertain with the plant in terms of the location and closer to the mountains, further into the forest.
So maybe the most.
I just realised I missed a pun. I should have called its name should have been Rose, or like Violet or something
How dare
like a
you.
plant. No, like a plant name.
That could be okay. I'll call it Rose if you want.
No, that's my name, by the way. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why you missed
Actually, no lie.
That's why you missed the chance.
I in character.
Liam.
It's a female plant. Well, technically, I'm guessing it's. I'm not
Well,
getting into
plants-
biology.
no,
let's
all-
not.
all-
Well,
Well, no. Well, in a biological sense, all plants are technically both. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, in character, I think the best course of action from this point is for us to do more investigation back in the town, gather ourselves, and then go out in the morning. I mean, does anybody disagree? Because I think we.
But aren't
need
these
to-
trees attacking now?
They are, which is dangerous, but at the same point, we know that fire will sort them out. But we don't want to be solving the symptoms. We want to solve and cure the actual disease, right?
Correct, but we also want to make sure that Frosselger doesn't perish to the tendrils of these trees.
I can run to the ongoing fights and inform them to use as much fire as possible, and I can meet you back in town.
Why don't we?
Wait. Yeah, can anybody message? Yeah. We haven't got Merle, and Merle could message. But she ain't here.
she's with you in spirit.
Doesn't she have to know the person she's messaging?
What do I?
No. Message is like a direction thing.
As long as you can
sending, yeah.
envisage a person, like she could
Within
envisage a guard over there.
Imagine I go, okay.
Yeah, that's
And
how
it's all-
I rule it at least.
Yeah. Also, it has to be within 120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if we're
Which is
running
ba-
back.
Yeah. So, are we going to
I mean,
go
we
and
can shout.
are we going to go and deal with potential dying other people, or are we going to go for the mountain?
Wait, aren't there pyres in town round the outside where they're burning the body?
Yep, there's about 5 scattered throughout the town where they're burning things for protection's sake.
If we go back to the town and we tell them to create almost like a barrier and keep it up of fire, it's highly unlikely that they would want to traverse something that is going to cause them a lot of damage. I mean, even the most infected will still have a survival instinct. Correct?
Just build a wall of fire around the town.
And hope
Exactly.
it doesn't spread back into the town.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you do it at a safe distance and you dig a trench, if that makes sense, so that it can't traverse.
It's going to be a big effort.
Yeah, this is the problem I have. I personally think we should seek the heart of the problem. Sometimes this is going to sound really harsh, but you have to deadhead a plant so the rest of it can survive.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly true, but
Oh,
while
yeah.
he's doing that, the rest of the plant is strangling the sound.
Which is why we need to pull the plant out, the actual heart of it.
Cut the head off. Hope the rest just fall on their own.
That's what I'm hoping. If it is a symbiotic entity where... I forgot. That would have been an excellent question to ask the dead person.
Well, there is like 10 more.
I don't have that prepared. I can't do it again. I've used all my spells.
You need sleep.
Yeah, I'm kind of tapped, and I know a lot of other people used a lot of spells in that round. We could go and do it. It'll be a hard slog, but I don't have any big spells. I can do healing. I think, you know,
What
from
is
what you
healing?
said, yes, some of us can do healing, you know. Cleric types and what.
Can I have some, please?
I'll
You
go
can.
over to.
Wait, you save yours. I've got plenty. And I'll.
Okay.
Actually, is there anybody else who needs healing at this point?
A little bit.
You need a little bit.
I am 14 off max.
Did you get the? Did you put the 6 on?
I've put yours on you.
Yeah.
Also, I
Right, are
need
we doing...
for an upgrade.
I can
You
I can help out if you need some assistance.
You do one and I'll do the other?
Sure. Sparky has an excellent touch.
Oh.
I burn people.
That's...
Cauterizing's the way.
Yeah,
I'm
put
going
the
to
touch
pop
myself.
a cure wounds into
Mhm.
Grey. No,
Dear.
yeah, Grey or
Okay,
Grey.
great. Okay, you're healing Grey, so that leaves the good doctor with Dear.
Oh dear.
So Sparky will go over,
Aye.
and a brief flash in his mane channels some healing power through Sparky for this plus another D8.
Nice. Nice.
15.
Mine is not nearly as fancy. It is literally I just hold up on one hand the full moon of Coraline and just touch it.
I mean,
Yeah.
fancy schmancy. They both did just as good a healing as the other.
well, no, technically he did more healing because he kept it at a higher level. But...
Yeah, I suppose the
No,
fancy
that was
does
a
help
single.
then.
That's a single level.
So,
First.
right, I think
Right. I need Boomer because I need upgrades because I can't fight trees at the minute. So I take out 2 torches. Can you attach these to the end of my quarterstaff?
Oh
I
my
haven't-
god.
you want to
Before-
Darth Maul this. Is that what you're doing?
I need something because punching it's not going to work.
Before we do that, can I just see if there's any vibes off the tree or any magic?
Yes, because you were doing detect magic.
Yeah.
That
I'll
would
get
have
back to you in a minute, Greg.
finalised by now. The tree itself had like a druidic magic that you were not aware of, which is very quickly fading, like leaking out of the creature and then just dissipating entirely. Almost as if the treant was alive and aware, but unable to control its actions or movements, as this enchantment and necrotic energy is emanating from the fungus.
Rude magic.
Yeah, from the tree itself was druidic in nature because that's how a treant operates. But that is
Yeah.
fading as the tree's corpse, essentially. It's the magic that held it and animated it is going because it's dead.
Wishing magic, eh? Interesting.
Similar magic to what the Doctor and Deer have. Almost identical, in fact.
Oh.
As you kind of gain
So
the
you-
gauge that the good Doctor here is a druid.
Oh, I thought he was a
Oh.
cleric, but
Is he?
close enough. Yeah.
Success.
Just one of these new druids that.
The Druid of the Flame, isn't it? Wildfire.
Ah.
I believe that's right, isn't it? Yeah.
Exciting. New
Yeah.
one.
It's a wildfire druid.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I will kind of think when you were saying about the whole little like the light of Selune and everything, and then this is a while back when Sparky first lit up for the thing. I was so tempted to try and convince Grey that all he needed to do was swallow Sparky and get the same.
Oh no!
Oh, damn.
Would have
I'm
gone
not
down like a
that
hot.
stupid.
Would have gone down like a shot of whiskey. That would, like, you know, when it burns.
It just kept burning. But would you really want that inside your mouth now you've seen what he can do?
Not really.
You know what we should do? Right. Because obviously you can't get close to it, and I really advise, you know, thankfully, obviously, Evan has a certain reach with his weapon. You can't punch it, can you, really, Greytail, without taking damage?
No.
And obviously,
I don't
being running
think-
up to it after knowing this and hitting it.
The quarterstaff doesn't have reach either, does it?
No.
Well, this is
Quarterstaff
it.
doesn't. The only things that
More.
do are lances glaives and spears, I think. I don't think that's right.
Pikes,
Ooh, I think
Pikes, that's the one.
not spears.
Evan, you remember
Spears
the
don't
riot
have the
of
range.
92, right?
Say that, Rose?
I was just turning towards Cass turns towards Evan. Goes, you remember the riot of 92, right?
Uh-huh.
So our friend here, Mr. Gray, is
Mr. Grey.
he's yeah,
Oh no!
It's my
Mr.
dad.
Greytail.
It was the Mister I took offence at.
You're quite dexterous, correct?
Yes.
How about we buy a bunch of cheap booze, fill them up, light them up, and you chuck them at it?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Homemade
not a bad
alchemist
idea.
fire?
No, Molotovs.
Molotov.
Yeah, but homemade
Which is
alchemist
why I
fire.
turned to Evan and said, remember the riot of 92? Basically, being like leading down that way.
I know.
Okay. I'm game for that. Yeah.
Yeah, like loads of cheap booze. Just you hurl them.
Or just anything.
Range.
Yeah.
Fire.
So, if we're going to do that, shall we head back to town and maybe make sure that none of this one's companions have made it there
As
by
more
now?
and more time is going on, the combat has slowly died off almost entirely. So it seems the combat has come to an end over the 10 or so minutes that you guys have investigated after the combat.
Just 1 second.
Mhm.
Before we do leave, I'm not very strong. Evan, would you mind breaking off a branch for me? Like one of the really infected ones?
Okay.
Easy enough. Considering it's been burnt to a crisp, the tree, the wood on the tree has become extremely brittle. So it's easy enough to just break a chunk off as needed.
For scientific purposes?
Of course.
Of course.
Thank you. And I'm going to lumber back with this massive tree.
Lumber back.
I will point out, I am a -1 in strength. I am tiny.
Hell yeah.
Heaps.
Yeah. Very wise and intelligent, but can't lift or do anything
for
else.
flavor?
But
For
that's
flavor?
what you made. Go on.
Could Sparky float behind her and make it feel like she's actually doing all the work, but help prop it up.
Hell yeah. I like it. So like she thinks she's managing, but behind that it's just the back end of it's just resting on Sparky's head, who's just floating along.
I will point out, Cass would probably figure it out very quickly, just because
You got a passive
she
of
knows
like
her
18, haven't you?
surroundings. No, my passive is 21.
Oh yeah.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
Damn.
she's made for perceiving and smart.
Mm-hmm. I'm a knowledge cleric. Ding ding.
All right. Well,
But what was I going to say? No, I was just saying out of character. I fully expect that Cass, when she has a scientific problem, will be calling Dr. Argyle up and be like, "So, this is what's going on." Sending stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy for that to happen in the future, but that's for the future. Today is for the now.
Cool. So yeah, I'll carry the big branch back, and I think it's Molotov time.
Where are you taking it? Back to the the morgue bit of the church?
Well, that's a good point. We need a laboratory.
you're more than welcome to use mine.
Is there a spare bed or slab?
I'm sure we can get one of the nurses to maneuver what I was working on. We have more than enough.
Right.
Nice.
Excellent.
Just wash your hands before you begin, is all.
You keep saying wash your hands, but my friends will regularly tell you I say that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, now you're getting the
Yeah, we're
treatment.
loving,
Friends.
we're loving how somebody's telling you to do it as well.
Of course, I will wash my hands all the time. It's actually a part of my faith that I follow. Is we wash our hands, kind of bathing in the reflection of him, and old Great One, and all that kind of stuff. You follow Selena, so you must understand rituals can be a bit. And this is while we're walking back to the town. She will just talk all the way there.
Yeah.
Great, so you'll
But
As we are leaving, I'm just
Yeah.
going to get the cannon just to blast any more that fungi on the feet, just to make sure it's all gone.
yeah, like, so you spend some time and you shot after shot after shot. You just eventually eradicate it into dust and powder.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Nice.
It's going back through the town. You pass like the outskirts of the market district, getting to the front entrance of the church. Cass, you receive a message in your head of a familiar voice that you met in Dunvast, of a Miss Penelope. And
Oh, Miss Penelope.
oh, it's brilliant to see you here. I see you doing well. Please, if you have a moment, could you and your friend, what was it, Layla, come and see me? I have something to offer you. And you look over to the market and you see her with the small 2-man tent and the metal engraved bowl, purple and silver dress, white hair, pale skin, and just give a big beaming smile and a slight bow.
Of course, it will just be myself and maybe one of my other friends. Layla is predisposed, and I'm going to push the stick into somebody else's hands. I'll push him into Gray's and grab Evan and go, come on, and pull him over towards the magic tent.
Well, you all see, because you and Layla went in the magic tent shop before, but I know it was Greytail and Deer saw it before. And obviously you're all aware of what it is because it was told to you. So if anyone does want to go in the magic shop, you're more than welcome to. And
oh, of course.
Adrian, just for your knowledge, what it is, it's like, have you ever watched Harry Potter, you know, the Quidditch World Cup with the small tents with the massive insides?
Yeah.
It's basically like that, and it's a magic shop there. She has multiple clone copies of herself in major towns selling different wares.
Are we putting a doctor in a TARDIS?
Oh.
I'm so glad you noticed I've been calling him Doctor a lot, purposely.
It's a question of if you wish to take the branch down into the lab, or you want to stay together and go into the tent, and whether you want the doctor to come with you or not.
I was just giving you guys the options to go with Evan and Cass.
I'll go with Evan.
Yeah, we'll all go together. We'll put it down in the basement, like the doctor says,
And then all
we'll
come
go
up.
all together.
Okay.
Yeah. Even
yeah.
though I am highly excited for the gift that apparently is about to be bestowed on us. Or
Well, an
looking
offer.
at something.
It's an
Do we
offer, not a
wanna-
gift.
Yeah, do we want to trust gifts after previous history?
It's Danny's campaign, not mine.
Well, the last gift we heard about came from a demon.
Which one was that?
Thingy's sword.
That was a devil.
Oh, Layla. Yeah, that was a devil. I mean, also technically Theon did accept a gift, and you know when we exercised him, we got rid of Theo. So.
But you
Theon?
didn't. Yeah. When
Oh
you
my God,
exercised
my
the
brain.
PC in like episode 4, I remember that when you tied him to the bed and went full exorcist on him.
That was Exorcism Part 1. Part 2, he died. So, not
That
a
is
good
true.
track
Well,
record.
no, he didn't die. He just broke a divine contract, and the Mechanus went after him. The big.
Oh yeah, and I remember.
I forget the
Persephone
name
trying
of
to
the. I
find
forget
him.
the name of the machines. It's like it begins with an M. It's like a Marut came and took him, as well as some of the other church people. But neither here.
Say, would you want to get him back at one day?
But neither here nor there. As you all approach, she's got a wide smile and she goes, "Oh, it's so lovely to see you all. How are you doing? You faring well? Keeping healthy?"
Yes, thank you.
Brilliant. I'm doing fantastic, thank you. But look, I had a bit of forewarning you was going to be here, and turns out it was exactly right, considering I see you here. Seems you're working with the doctor, too. He's an interesting one, I tell you that. But, I was given something. I think it might be of use for you if you wish to take a look.
Please.
Yeah. And whereas normally you put the money in the basin, and depending on how much you put in, the stock inside is adjusted, she takes out a large brass coin and clunk. And she just takes a look inside. There we go. It's all fixed. This one's a bit more of a personal touch. Please, come in, all of you. You're all welcome. And this two-man tent that's no wider than about 4 foot and no further back than about 6, as you all step in, opens to about a 60 by 60 foot space filled with shelves and tables with ethereal items that are there for a visual, not a physical purpose. The bowl is placed on a plinth to the left.
More on the outside.
Nice TARDIS you got.
Have you not seen the picture I've sent to under the Facebook chat?
No.
It's a meme. Anyway.
It's a meme, Mario. Right, so, I'll show you what I have first. I'll let you know what I have as a return, what I hope for a return for it, and then if you wish to have a look at anything inside the store, you're more than welcome to. Because, if I remember right, on the notice that you came here to see, wasn't it like about 2,000 gold or something you're going to be paid for fixing this here?
I'm going to do an insight. That's really specific, and she got forewarning.
Roll an insight check.
Can I just kind of look at her a little bit quizzically?
Yeah.
Just for a second.
Knowing everything.
Too difficult to read.
Oh, okay.
She's given the fact that you know that there are multiple forms of her. Technically, and each one of them has very, very slight quirks and differences, despite being the same person. It's so difficult to try and gauge intent.
I mean, technically, it was a bad roll for me as well, anyway. So,
but even still, a good total.
So, are you asking to give something in lieu of payment? Like,
well, if you're willing, I will claim the payment on your behalf for myself. In return, I have this that is specifically for you. And she will gather this metal case that's about a foot long and about 2 foot wide. It's covered in holy filigree. And she'll undo the lock on the front and lift it, and you see a large metal rod with a chain and a ball attached to it that has holes in it. It's a hollow ball. This works like a flail, as you would expect, given its stature. But for someone like yourself, if you was to attune to it, it can also dish out some pretty good healing properties as well. Like the incenses you see they burn on the holy days during the week. It comes through the different holes here. And anyone within 10 feet or so, it affects. It's pretty potent as well. Once a day, bearing in mind, but...
Give us the stats, man.
Yep, so
yeah.
For the raw stats, it works just like a normal flail. When you
Isn't that strength that a flail uses?
Yes, but when you hit a creature with it, it has an extra 1d8 radiant damage it takes on top of anything else you do. Or as a bonus action, you can speak a command word of your choice, and it'll let out an incense for 10 feet for a minute at the start of each of your turns. Any creatures within reach gain 1d4 hit points. The property can't be used again until next dawn.
I want it so bad.
So it's 10d4 points of healing if you stay within the 10 feet of her when it's active. And anything she hits deals 1d8 extra radiant. But it can only be attuned to by a cleric or a paladin.
I don't want it for like the hitting things, but
called,
it's good for healing.
It's in Tasha's Cauldron, it's page 126, called the Devotee's Censer. For those that wish to look it up.
Looking it
How
up.
much is it again? 2,000 gold.
Basically, it's your entire payment for this job. I have good faith that you'll do the job and do it well, so this is my investment into you and your group. What do you say? You don't have to agree, of course. It's entirely your choice.
We need a moment to talk amongst ourselves, because obviously...
Sure. And if anyone else who doesn't wish to partake in the conversation, you're free to have a look. Doctor, I'm sure you have a few things to come here looking for. And she kind of just like propositions herself in a flirtatious way. She digs you.
Welcome to Danny's game, my friend. Welcome to the game.
Yeah, you're getting hit on by the ethereal Kalashtar.
His mane, like the tips of it, go like a slightly pink, flamey edge. I don't suppose you have any new magnifying glasses in stock, do you?
Certainly, I can procure a few things to get a closer look if you wish. So essentially, she keeps the doctor occupied while you guys have a moment to discuss.
This is a big ask of all of you. I understand that completely. If you
We wouldn't be
don't
getting
want to-
paid.
No. But this thing, if I was to
And
use
just for the
it,
record,
means-
the case has been left open, and you can see it sat in the box. And she's she's trusting enough of you guys that she's left the case open and took the doctor away about 10 feet or so, showing him a case of these like brand new gold filigreed magnifying glasses and different crystal lenses and such.
Yes, because
because what I assume I would. Sorry, Michael.
I was about to say, yeah, because like we're going to try and steal from the ethereal
it's just-
hellish star that
It's just to
nursed
point
joy
out.
across the entire country.
Oh no, it's more of a point out that she has enough trust and faith in you guys. That was more of the like how she perceives you guys. She's not distrusting like she would be punter number 3 off the streets.
I mean, what it would allow for me to do is literally walk in a line amongst you guys for the entirety of my like when I was about to say turns in combat, but that's not right. But when we're in a fight and just deal out healing constantly, like a big loop. If that
AoE
makes sense.
healing as well
Yeah, AoE healing.
for a minute,
So
which is
we-
pretty
It
much
would
the
be
entire
very
combat.
potent.
We can just run to you.
Exactly,
healing.
come within 10 feet and you're going to get a little boost.
The healing pops off
Every
at the
time.
start of your turn, so they'd have to stay next to you until you go.
Every
Or
time
if
her
someone gets
turn.
hit.
Yes.
Oh, hang on a moment though.
As a weapon, it's going to be useless.
Well,
It's
Yeah,
1d8
that's-
radiant.
one extra 1d8 radiant, which would
Yeah,
be great if
but
it was in my
If it was
hands.
anything but strength, yes,
Yeah.
it would be fine.
But-
But I won't be able to use it for that.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is if we're using it, like, you're going to have to be a bit further away than the front lines
Mm-hmm.
because it's you and any creature within
Yep.
10 feet.
Yep, that is the balance.
So,
That
so
is the
anything
balance.
attacking you would also get healed.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other thing is you are being offered a rare magic item for $2,000.
Yeah,
That's cheap as fuck.
Oh,
that
okay.
is real cheap.
Considering
this is a good deal.
baseline, it's normally 5.
It's up to you all. I will understand if you do not want to do this.
Yeah. I'm alright. Yeah.
Oh yes.
I mean, I do have some gold
you
on
want
me,
it,
so I
you can have it.
can-
But you will owe us.
Yes.
That's an understatement.
That sounds really kind of. Oh, yeah, fine. I owe many people in
The next
many
job you don't
countries.
pay.
You will
Well,
have
that's a
key
bit
power.
concerning. You owe many people in many countries. That means you don't pay your debt.
No,
Yeah.
I always pay my debt. That's why people
no,
do
you
You
it.
know, because you owe many people in many
You
countries.
leave the country.
What's the party fund stand at the minute?
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, you could pay people out of the party fund their share of the money, yeah. I don't think it's that much, though.
No.
I think it's
Michael?
under $1,000. Michael's got it.
I'm digging it up. 1 second.
I'm pretty sure it's like 600 gold, but it's better than nothing.
Party fund.
Yeah.
Party fund's about 900.
Oh, is it? I thought you'd spent some.
We don't spend that much out of the party fund.
Not at the
Fair.
party, no.
So
We
the
were
grand-
saving it for diamonds. but-
Okay, the grand total in the party fund is 1,033 gold. That's split up over different coinage.
if you're happy to do this, don't forget though, it's going to sound really selfish and a little bit heartless, but this is for you guys as well, because wouldn't you like to continue living?
I mean, it's a good point.
Uh-huh.
Dying does suck.
Uh-huh. I remember when you did it last time, Gray. Like, this will help.
I did poop out my own spine, yeah.
That sounds painful.
A horrific and kind of accurate description.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm okay with it.
Evan?
Seems like the best thing for either one of us to be having, to be honest. Either for me to be doing more damage with it, or for you to be keeping everyone else alive during it.
This is the thing. If you're going to use it, you won't be able to do the healing. So it becomes just a weapon.
Yep.
Can you even attune to it?
Yeah.
What was
You can,
Cleric and Paladin.
Yeah, Cleric and Paladin, so
So
both
why
of them
can't you
two are
do
the only people
healing?
that can use it.
Because I'd be
Because
front
he's always
lines.
in front up. Yeah.
Oh, it's one or you can't use it as a weapon if you're
No,
healing.
no.
No, you can,
If
because
I'm-
it's a bonus action to start the healing thing, whereas it's an
Oh,
action to
I-
attack.
But I'd be giving it basically, if we were in a fight, I'd be
healing.
giving it.
Because
I'd be
it's
yeah.
not any creature of
Anything
your
you hit, yeah.
choice, it's every creature within 10 feet.
I get you.
So,
yeah.
like, if he's on the front lines hitting and pops it, whatever he's fighting is going to get healed exactly what he does, so it nullifies the effect. If anything, it's
Yeah.
completely does it a detriment.
well, no,
I
because
mean,
it's a
can
D,
make
it's a
sure
D8. Yeah.
that
You'd be
I
doing
don't
more
get
damage
closer
than
than
healing.
10 feet to you. If you're on front lines, I get close to you, but not to them.
Basically,
I genuinely think
you're gonna
it's
be
more
like
important to heal
behind the
than
front
damage.
well, yeah, because it's a potential 40 points of healing to anyone in range, if you max roll every dice.
Nope. I know. That's insane. And especially, it will free things up a little bit. And I have been keeping most of you alive for the majority of the time.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to use spell slots on healing, so you can do more
Means I
attacks.
can- Yeah, and I can always make sure that I've got that. You know that new spell, the Guardians that I had, that can be running. And then, well, I can't really use that at the same time as this. I'm gonna have to kind of mess around, but it depends, Evan. If you want it, then you have it.
No, it seems like it would be best benefit in your hands. So that's the kind of rolls that we'd be looking at, by the way.
26 health per turn.
No,
No, that's over the,
26,
that's over the minute.
over a
that.
minute.
The other consideration and way you could use it as well is post-combat, everyone huddle around and she just pops the incense for a minute and just straight 10d4.
Oh, like the healing spirit.
Yeah, just better.
I mean, also, if you go down as well, I can run towards you and I don't have to get all the way there.
Yep.
It has infinite benefits. I can heal multiple people as well. It's not just one, because at the moment I only have spells that will heal one individual, and then I have one spell that heals everybody, but it heals like less than that.
Okay.
This is going to give us more options. But there is one other thing.
The other thing I would point out is the fact is that doesn't work. So if, say, I was 20 feet away from you and I got knocked down,
Yeah?
it triggers at the start of your turn.
So if I move towards you and then the next turn it will trigger, meaning that there'll be less likely of you dying.
But that means
It's still useful.
this isn't. Yeah, it's still useful. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't work in that way because then I've got to stay alive.
For one turn.
I've got to stay unconscious and alive for one turn.
Which is pretty
you could-
easy to do.
Stabilize.
Yeah, I need
Unheard
to be.
of.
Yeah, I need to be stable.
You can't. I mean, out of character, you can't die in one turn unless
You
something hits you loads and loads of times.
Yeah, which
But this
is
is why we need diamonds as well. Like, to make me the most effective healer, give me shit. And I would deal with it.
give me shit all the time.
Yeah.
Do you say that about the diamonds in character?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I was actually going to ask about that.
Like-
to be fair.
As like you hear a message in
She-
your mind as she's speaking, like, and what it is, this is simultaneous as she's speaking. to Dr. Argyle, you hear the voice in your head as if she's speaking twice, but it's not. You can't hear it over each other. Well, I have some diamonds if you need, so just let me know how much. I'm sure I can sort some out for you.
That's going to bring somebody back to from death.
And like that was seamless. Like Argyle didn't even notice that her attention was diverted for a second.
Can you do
I
that
think
spell
he
already?
because anyway, he's a bit preoccupied with the flirting that's going on over there.
You can't raise dead
It's
already,
happening.
can you?
No,
Sorry?
Raise Dead's. No, it's Revivify. She's got.
Oh no, I can defibrillate.
She's got the defibrillator.
Mhm.
She hasn't got the full revision.
If you die
okay.
within a minute, I can bring you back from death.
You don't get a say in the matter as well. You are coming back.
Yeah, boom. Just a different
that
time.
And eventually, you said that, and I'm like turning straight towards him. Don't say it.
The only.
You can't stop
But
it from saying it.
Are you okay with this?
Carl?
Sorry, I didn't hear my name then. I'm in another world.
We are. It's called D&D.
Are you happy with
Kirsty phone's
15
engaged.
diamonds in this item? Because I know you are
I am
particular
what?
about things.
Well, end of the day, if you want it, take it. I mean, I'm not short of gold, so it doesn't fuss me. But like I said earlier, I mean, it's a benefit for everyone. But you'll owe us.
And I will pay you all back. I will drop a ton of money into, the party fund at some point when we get a lot more money. Because at the moment, we don't have much money, which is why I'm asking for a big favour here.
There you go. Just take it. Well, not just take it. Agree to the terms, obviously.
Also, I was going to say as well, Dee, you might want to have a chat with this friend about an ice golem, just in case. He seems very intelligent.
Do you know there's not got him anywhere?
That's a good point to turn mid-flirting conversation over there. Do you know if there's any ice golems?
Which one are you speaking to? Is this to
The
the
magic
doctor
shop
or
owner.
to Penelope?
Oh, that's the
we
magic shop
both
owner.
He just burst into their conversation.
Ice Golem, no, but I could probably procure you a book to make one if you need.
I
Not
want you
cheap,
to
though.
find one, not make one.
Sorry, can't help you. However, you.
Yes, you know about one?
And what she'll do is she'll grab one of the, it's a small crystal lens, just slip it into the top pocket of your blazing, goes, don't worry, kitten, I've got you. And she'll give you, like a slap on the ass as she goes past and goes, right, I'll get back to you in a bit. So, have we decided, dear?
Yes, and
I already
diamonds.
asked.
Not... Apologies. Cass, have you decided?
I think we've decided, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
We accept.
Perfect. You can keep the case. That's fine. I got it given in that anyway. When you focus on it and do all the gubbins you need, think of a command word, and that'll be what'll set it off. I have faith in you all. That's why I'm investing so much. Not to worry. I'll make sure the guard post when you've done your work know I'm collecting on your behalf. And as always,
If
you're always welcome back.
If you ever need an assurance, just give me a shout, and I'd be more than happy to provide, added evidence just in case there's any troubles. Also, are you do you respond to sending yourself? Like if I was to send to you,
By all means.
would you come?
Like I said, all of us are connected in a way, so if you send to one of us, we all get it. It's fine. We're all one, one all. It's fine. Don't worry, dear.
Several bodies, one mind.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Smart
kind of weird. Okay, she's Unity. Oh my god.
And you can see the shop, because of the coins she used rather than the coins that normally are used, essentially you've got the full view of the entire stock that she has available rather than what you can only afford depending on what you put in. And you can see that there are some items that range from 20 gold all the way up to, you see a hammer that has got a dwarven face engraved on it with lightning bolts all down it that's marked up at 600,000. She has great stock ranging from the mundane to the grand.
Also, you mentioned diamonds.
Yes, got plenty. How many do you need, by chance? And you see her produce a small chest as you pop it open. Filled. Probably 7 grand's worth in there at a glance.
I hate to impose, Evan, on the party fund, but may we have some diamonds, please?
How much do we need?
300 a pop.
How many are we having?
It's completely up to you. You're the caretaker of the party fund. How much are you willing to part with?
1 bump, 2, 3.
And aside as Michael,
I think 3 would be a bit much.
I'd say 3 is the max we can do. The main thing is don't ask Michael to decide what he does because he's the kind of person who just goes, I need all the money. What if I need it for later?
I'm going to suggest 2, just because then we can get back to town if anything goes terrible.
Yeah, and as you're discussing this, you see a mage hand slowly picking out chunks of diamond, and she looks at one a bit. It's annoying, and a gem cutter's tool, like the chisel, comes out and with the mage hand cracks it and breaks it, so you end up with a pile of 600 gold's worth of diamonds, and then the bit that was extra goes back into the chest. The tool goes back under.
Evan, it's okay. I just have to say this quietly. We need it for this. This is the reason why we have a party fund.
I know. Like I say, that wasn't an Evan problem. That was a Michael problem.
There's no
Yeah,
point.
but Michael gets it as well. Like, you can't save everything. People who have rainy day funds will go into them 9 times out of 10. Like,
Yeah,
if you
no.
don't.
I mean this like playing like RPGs and like Skyrim. And
I know what he means. I have a hoarder's
when you
problem.
with 100 gold at the end of it, you're like, how did I do that? 100,000 gold.
Yeah, I have a hoarder's problem.
Yeah,
as
it's just
well.
like I could buy all these nice, but I can probably find something very similar out there in the world. I don't need it yet. I don't even spend it.
It's the difference between life and death.
Why am I dying? Oh, because I didn't buy any armor.
The armor I found on that guy around the corner was fine.
But this is going to be a case of like, if, say, for example, one of us dies, because don't forget we keep nearly doing that, I can bring us back within a minute.
I know, like I said, no problem. Like I say, it's no problem for us to be doing that. What I'm saying is don't ask Michael to sign off on spending money because it's like, do we really need that? So yes.
So, 600 gold's worth of diamonds are purchased.
I'm going to put it in my stuff, guys.
Yeah. Dr. Argyle, you have a...
Oh, can we get 50 as well for Mel? I'll pay for the 50.
That's easy enough to do. The chunk she cut off, she was like, oh, there you go, and hands you that chunk back. Dr. Argyle,
I'm sure
you
she'll pay
have
back later.
a crystal lensed magnifying glass that was slipped into your pocket. For free, of course.
300 gold.
Basically, it works like a normal magnifying
no,
glass, it's just really pretty.
Of diamonds.
So, and she kind of elbows on the table, crosses the fingers, and places them underneath the chin. Is there anything else I can do for you all? Anything potions?
I'd say, well.
Oh, go on, Boomer. But yeah, great
Do you
ale
have
lace.
any gems or
Do I have any?
Do you have any gems or crystals?
Plenty. Any particular kind, or lucky dip?
Just 2 pieces of 100 gold pieces each, please.
Easy enough. I can sort that for you. Go to that shelf behind you. 3rd shelf, 2nd jar. It'll be what you want.
Thank you.
And you see that as you open the jar, it is exactly what you asked for. And these shelves are unmarked, opaque glass jars. Keep the jar. I don't mind.
Oh, thank you.
And as you take the jar off, you see another one just shimmer into existence.
Ooh.
This woman's got a lot of shit going on.
Who likes this?
Right. Well, I'm sure you've got much more important business to deal with than me for now, but I wanted to at least give you that.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Apparently, we've got to fight trees, and these aren't really going to do much. And I raise my fists up with the knuckle dusters on. Anything that does fire, or maybe make these do fire.
To make those do fire, that'd be an enchantment. That would take a considerable amount of time, but if you're looking for something to do fire, could supply you with a few vials of alchemist's fire if that needs be.
How much would they be? Because we were planning on making
This is where Danny has to grab
Molotovs.
Player's Handbook, because it's in there. Give me one moment. I don't think they're terribly cheap. I think they're like 20 gold or something stupid like that.
I think they're more than that.
No, more than that.
1 second. Alchemist. 50 gold each.
Oh damn! No, we might as well just steal. I'm sure the inn will give us
Well,
as much
alchemist
alcohol as we
fire
need.
does.
Constant. It sticks, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like napalm.
Yeah. I'm just checking how much it does.
Ranged attack against the creature. On a hit, the target takes 1d4 damage at the start of each of its turns.
Yeah.
End its damage by using its action to make a DC 10 dexterity to extinguish the fire.
Last time I checked, trees aren't exactly dexterous. But yeah, it's go on, carry on. Sorry, Adrian.
Can the good doctor cut it and say, well, if you need alchemist fire, I have some prepared down in my lab. Since we are working together, you're welcome to them.
All right then.
There you go.
Nice.
I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Who in the party had something that's been upgraded by Boomer?
Me.
Anyone?
Me.
Okay. Does anyone want
Do you
to
want to-
see how much it could be evaluated for here?
What? I've got
I'm
a
not
cloak of
selling-
protection, but I'm
Oh, that-
keeping it.
I'm not selling my staff or my.
I'm not saying sell it. I'm saying how much would she give if you were interested in selling?
Valid. Have it valued.
Yeah, sure. How much would you pay for a cloak of protection?
For a cloak of...
Oh, we're going to whore him out, aren't we?
Yeah, that's exactly what Michael's thinking. Well, Evan, sorry, was thinking.
I do not hate it.
Cloak of Protection, I'd probably sell to some of the finer lads down the south. I'd probably buy it off you for 175, maybe?
That's a 75 gold.
For 30 hours work. 75 gold for 30 hours work.
And the weapons, like the +1 weapons and stuff like that.
I've got a
Cheap undercutting, by the
I've got
way.
Well, yeah, because
+1
she's going to
short.
buy it off you for 175, but sell it for more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I've got a +1 short brown and +1 short sword.
Yeah,
Short
'cause short
sword.
sword's been
the short sword I'd probably buy for 150, maybe. Short bow, probably a little more. Say 170. The cloak of protections are the real treat. Some of the boys in the forests down south often get into a bit of scrap every now and then and like a bit more protection on their side. Swords are more often to come by. They don't really care as long as it's big and heavy. They don't have interest in the finer things, unfortunately. They're brutes. But they still buy them, of course, sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, like I say, that was more the main thing of just like, okay, how much
I don't
could be
mind,
made?
honestly. Use me if you need, but I'll be sure to pass on the buck to some other person who looks for the item you give. It's what we call trade. It's fine. Don't feel embarrassed or anything.
No, I was more for. This was more Michael to the group.
Oh.
This is Michael just kind of going, we've got something here. If we needing for funds, a little bit for a little
Yeah,
bit
just
out.
whore out Boomer for a week.
How long does it
Checking.
make?
Cloak of protection is not an attunement, is it? Is cloak of
I
protection
don't believe
attunement?
so. I don't believe so.
Okay, because I've already got 2 spots filled.
Yeah.
What's the quickest thing Boomer can make? Like, how long does it take to
Well,
make
it's
a
based on
like
the
a Holden and
rarity.
stuff?
It's a flat time and cost based on rarity, because he does it in half cost quarter time. That's uncommons that he does in 30 hours for 100 gold. Okay, Rose.
Clever
Like I say, it's-
protection is
So-
attunement.
Oh, it is
tends to be
attunement. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I didn't think it was, but obviously it must. Well, it must be because it's AC.
Yeah.
It's pretty schwanky.
Like, I'll be back in a sec, but wait, I'm all tuned up. Then I can't have anything else. Cool.
No
I'm all
problemo.
tuned up.
All tuned up and no place to go.
Here.
Well,
absolutely.
until I get my detect thoughts back, and then someone else can have my necklace, and I can free a space up. But yeah, back in a sec.
Okay. Take your time.
I'm all tuned up. Some of us don't even have a magic item.
We can see where the likeness goes.
No, so
Wow.
other than that, I think
That's
we're
really
all.
nice.
But yeah,
Good
no.
to-
Essentially, you get the confirmation that yeah, you could probably make a few coin on the side, and Penelope here is more than happy to do so. Just, of course, return for one favour.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, make sure you let people know of Miss Penelope's magical menagerie of magical goods. I'm around.
Do you have a business card?
Not quite, but I'm sure you'll remember when the time comes.
Yep. I'm sure we will. And thank you for
Oh,
your
yeah.
time.
I will never forget you, Sarah.
Fuck. But no, so if everything's done, I'm sure you have important things to do and carry on with. Beautiful. I'll see you out. And she grabs the bowl and picks the coin up. As everyone leaves the tent, the coin gets picked up and the tent becomes mundane. Right. She puts it away. Good luck in your studies. Argyle here seems to have a good mind about him. I'll see you later.
Sorry, that's brilliant.
Yeah, just as like the rest of you go to turn around, she just goes, I'll see you later, Doctor.
Another flash of pink goes through his whiskers.
Just a cheeky smirk, and then she kind of gets back to it.
If it were any other character, if it was some of my other characters, I'd be turning and like, do you think it's just the main, or
Maybe. And I'll take
Well,
this.
it's definitely the main.
I'll take this quick moment to thank the raid that has just come in midway through the session. Thank you,
Hello.
Bravest Dan, and your party of 6.
So brave.
Such brave, much Dan. Hey man, how's it going? Going really well. How are you doing? Was stream good? I really would like to know. But we'll give this, as Rose is away, we'll take a moment just to have a couple minutes break. Then we'll go into the dissection of Dead Boy Tree. Sound good?
we can? Yep.
Hell yeah. Spreading the love from one Dan to another. Appreciated. Gets me around the feels. Pretty good. Just finished our session. Nice. What session are you on? As you can clearly see, we're on session 16. 1-6. And we currently have our very first guest in the campaign, which I will give you if you wish, Adrian, to say hi to people. And if you do you stream or do anything?
I do.
If you wish to plug it, now's your moment.
Hello, stream. It's fun playing with the party the first time. I run my own campaign on Twitch. It's Cause D&D / Cause D&D, and I run a
Staffer, if you don't mind doing the shout out, please. Go on, Karen, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Post-apocalyptic D&D 5th edition homebrew campaign. Currently on episode. Oh god, now what episode are we on now? Episode 18. So
Nice.
it's the third time running the campaign, and the party are enjoying it. And yeah, it's fun to play with a new group of people.
Awesome, man. And I'm sure my players are equally as happy to have you here. Considering it caught them off by surprise. They were all just like, hey, who the fuck are you?
Pretty much, it's just like,
What's the
hi,
name?
who...
I need to shout out. It's Cosdian Deerstaffer. There you go. Just give him a shout out so people have got a link to his channel. So if anyone does wish to check him out, please go. He's a good boy. He does good things.
I didn't expect to do so much damage.
Mate,
I do apologize.
Brilliant.
That fucking damage was unreal. Like like fuck, 96 damage to a weeping treant. Hell yeah.
See,
It was
what
brilliant.
Danny did there is he brought a fire user into his plant-based plot.
I didn't tell him what to pick. I gave him the scenario and it was like, what do you want? You know how I do with you guys.
Yep, it's still one of those things of just like, oh, we have a plant-based pot. Oh, really? I've brought this fire druid.
Undoubtis, y'all have got the nicest voices. Bravest Dan, nice as fuck. Well, I try. I have a myriad of different ones that vary in quality, but are all fun either way. I try. Wait, did you see the French clerics? They're fun.
Yeah, we purposely don't use a French accent, just FYI, because all of Basically, we're meant to have French accents, but we don't use them.
Yeah, I'm just going to move us back to the combat's over. I'm just going to move us back to Frosselgear as a town.
Oh, we have a big lion.
Yeah, because I zoomed it in because I wanted to show. He made an animated Roll20 supports animated tokens, and it's like it's awesome. It's like, oh my god, that is so cool. I want it.
I do love the fire sprite. I want a fire sprite so bad.
Well, if you snuggle up to Argyle enough, he might let you lend him on the weekends.
Oh god, that sounds so bad.
He's already got a girlfriend. And also, Cass is like 9 times his age, so not gonna work.
I don't know, I've seen weirder. That. Now you're back. We've had a few moments. I've let Adrian say hello and plug his things, so...
One quick thing, who am I giving the Alchemist Fire to?
I believe
Matt.
Greytail. Matt.
Me, or I'm going to be useless.
Alright.
Yeah.
4, I will remove them from my inventory.
So you
4
have
Alchemist
4
Fire.
vials of Alchemist's Fire.
And are we getting Molotovs as well?
I think it would be useful to get a few extra things, pieces. Is there anything that you wish to have, Doctor?
I just pick up my my walking stick and shield, and I should be good to go.
Walking stick. Interesting.
Whilst they're going to go and do that and possibly do whatever investigations.
I'm gonna
they're
nerd
do.
out, Michael.
I'd say, because I didn't know if you were going to do the investigations on the tree branch. I was going to say while you were doing that, I was going to go and warn the guards about the whole tree ant thing and to have fire prepared.
Classy.
Do you want me to run around as well?
Why?
To go and tell the guards, because I can get there a lot quicker.
Yeah, well, like I say,
You
it
two
was just
do the guards.
go and warn the people in charge that hey, the trees are attacking. Bring fire for them.
The trees are attacking.
Alright.
Actually, you might be quite useful here, dear.
Right, so...
Awkward.
Only awkward if you let it be.
But yeah, you went
Sorry,
to
I
the...
got a pretzel in my mouth.
But yeah, you went to the church and Claudence, he's like, I see you come back very quick, yes? Was the trouble extinguished or is there any more problems?
More
I
like
saw
ignited.
the chunk of wood come in. Is that anything to do with it?
These new adventurers are planning to do some detailed investigation. Please clear my lab for their
Very good.
experiments.
I will get some of the acolytes to clear out some of the cadavers for you and have them consecrated as requested. Please, your lab will be clear in about 5 minutes. Is that okay?
Of course. Make sure you clean everything you touch.
Yes, certainly. We will use sacred fire to cleanse and bless the area. And he will give a nod, and he will quickly go and speak to a couple of acolytes, which are basically like the trainee clerics, to go and start preparing your study and the morgue as requested.
Perfect.
And it's at that point, obviously, you guys go down. The alchemist fire is handed from the pack to Greytail. You have a clean space, with the exception of the tree branch that was ripped off.
Could we keep one of the bodies back?
Sure. It's done to specification, so if you specify that you want one of the cadavers keeping, that's more than easy enough to do. The rest, like any that aren't needed no more, considering there are more constantly coming in, are then sent for final rites and cremation.
Brilliant. I will go wash my hands.
All right. So, as you all prepare to do whatever task at hand you wish, what do you guys want to do?
Are we heading
Well,
back
first
out?
of all, I would like. Oh, you go first, Michael.
Well, no, I was asking whether or not are we heading out, or is there more stuff that we want to do? But you said first things first. So.
That's it. I want to, basically using the tree branch, I want to see if it's exactly the same way, like it acts the same in both humanoids and plant life.
What, as in, like, how it affected the body of the person in comparison?
Exactly.
Make a medicine check.
Should it be medicine?
Medicine, yeah. Just to catch you guys up who are watching, they're dealing with a aggressive, possibly non-natural fungus that's attacking and making people semi-zomboids. Interesting stuff.
Wow, that's some medicine right there.
Hell yeah, that is. I tell you, man, the thinky stuff, Cass has got you on lockdown. Like, she's good. Everything else?
I am a healer and a utility. That's
Hell yeah.
it. Like, I can't do anything else.
With a
Except
23...
for the occasional bits of damage.
Yeah, but with a 23
Oh yeah,
medicine...
right, infect wounds. I'm pretty decent at, but everything else.
With
yeah,
the
no.
exception of the difference in anatomy given a treant to a human, you find that, from what you can understand, it does seem to affect in the same way. The only major difference is the fungus has kind of embedded itself in the wood of the tree, like how you would expect it to in normal, and it's growing, whereas in the human, it kind of just sits loosely in the lungs and the airspace and just amasses mass over time. But it seems to grow and act in a similar way. And given the detect magic from Boomer, it's separate from the person and the tree, because the tree had its own druidic energy. The fungus had its own enchantment and necrotic. The same with the person. The person was mundane and non-magical. The fungus had its own.
By the way, I've got my book out and I'm writing all my findings down.
The way
as I go through.
the way you're understanding it, it's like puppet and strings. The fungus is both the puppeteer and the strings.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
And obviously the
Oh,
body
they're both
is
fine.
unwilling but forced. You can also gather, based on that medicine roll, that the person is very much alive when it's all happening and is fully conscious and aware. Almost as if someone is grabbing their limbs and moving them for them, and they are awake and seeing it and can't do nothing about it. It seems the fungus attaches itself to the nervous system while the person is alive and puppets them, literally. Hand up the ass ventriloquist style.
I will repeat my findings as I am writing them down in my book.
Like I said, the creepy thing is, like, when people go through this change and can't control themselves and are struck down by, like, guards and people, they feel every moment of it and see it happening and can't do anything or say anything. They're watching themselves having to strike out unwillingly and then be struck down.
As
This
you're
is-
saying this aloud, as you're writing it down, can Dr. Argyle look at Deer, the other druid, the Spores druid?
Yes.
And say, this seems... I don't know, something in the back of my mind is thinking, what could puppet other creatures? Do you have any idea?
Do you have any idea, Danny?
Make a nature or a history check, differing DCs, depending on which one you pick.
Where's my history? Yeah,
Depending
it's
on what one
nature.
you want to go with, but the DCs are different.
I've got to pick nature.
Okay. You know fungus. You know fungus very well, and you don't know of any single fungus that would ever act or even has the ability to act in such a way naturally. You've never heard of such a fungus capable.
Unfortunately, I am not sure.
Well, if you're not sure, and looks like you know your shrooms. Something shroom-like, but not shrooms.
He shroom does.
Oh. Danny?
Yeah?
Due to my extensive knowledge of madness, which is what this seems like a little bit, like something controlling, demonic, that kind of thing, can I go through my internal file facts very quickly?
Yeah.
And I'm looking for anything that sounds vaguely similar, of puppeteering, that kind of thing.
Okay, make me a history check.
Oh my god.
God damn! Fuck.
Cass is really good at brainy shit.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Again, in terms of thinking initially of the natural world and environment, there is nothing. It is improbable and impossible. Unless there is something brand new that you have never heard of, which is unlikely. The only things that you are aware of that have the capability of doing this are very, very limited lists of monsters and other plane beings or magic. There are some spells that essentially can control a person, but none leave fungus trails behind. Again, there are plenty of creatures that have the capability of mind control and domination and things like that, but none that essentially leave this type of calling card. Unless it's something new.
This reminds me a little bit of, I don't know if anybody agrees with me, but necromancy. Not just spells. Some of us, will bring the dead back to life or speak with the dead and stuff like that. No, this is, when an actual pure necromancer raises a body, it is, the person's not there anymore, but it puppets it. This is what it's reminding me of really strongly. I don't know if anybody else is getting similar vibes. So, it seems like it's a bit of a crossover, using nature itself to do something that is an abomination. It's kind of perfect in its horrible nature.
Can Evan, Cass, and Deer make con saves, please?
Oh no. Oh no.
What's this for?
What are you asking?
Because it depends what it is. Is it something like infection?
No, it's not.
I mean, I am
infection.
wearing gloves, the mask.
Is it is it a spell effect, or is
No.
it the disease is trying to attack me?
It's possible effects from the disease.
Danny,
I don't think he can be diseased.
Oh, are you immune?
divine health level 3, I'm
Beautiful,
immune
then.
to disease.
Ignore what I said to you, then.
Danny, I've been wanting you to try and infect me the entire game, just so I could say that.
Beautiful.
Typical paladin. Oh, I'm immune. I think monks are immune a little bit later on as well.
Later. Or, no, they can expel it pretty quickly, I think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cass, you're okay. Dear, because the DC was affected by you, Cass, because of your precautions, whereas Deer didn't put his on. Like as people are talking and like you like concentrating and in deep thought with when Argyle asks you a couple questions, you suddenly get like a really bad tickle at the back of your throat, and you immediately enter into a coughing fit for a good 15 or so seconds, and it's like you've got a frog in your throat but you can't clear it.
Oh dear.
And
Do you say this to us?
well, it's obvious, and he gets a little wheezy with it. He's having a 15-second coughing fit. He can't hide. He's telling you, I'm coughing.
Look, I'm not scared
Evan?
coughing. Well, you do
Hang on, un second. I want to just check before I do this.
I think you can.
That's what D is got.
Yeah, I use 5 points of my lay on hands and cure him of disease.
Yes.
Beautiful. No, that's good. That's good. That was intended.
That was intended to yes, definitely.
No, I knew about the lay on
Yes.
hands. I forgot about the divine health. But yeah, and like you feel like as you cough and like you just quickly like instinctively just touch 5 points of health, just pump it in. You feel like a burning in like the pit of your stomach, like heartburn, acid burn. And with it's because it's not technically a disease, it's more of a parasite, but I'm going to allow it in this instance because what it does, it forces you to cough up this probably about golf ball sized pure white mesh-like fungus, and you can see it writhing and moving.
I'm going to, if I can, quickly get a bowl or something under it, just so it doesn't hit the floor and get contaminated.
Make a dex check.
Oh yeah, I'm brilliant at those.
Not bad, that's enough, that's enough. Yeah, you're kind of able to like grab one of the nearby bowls that we're using for dissection and just tink. And you can see it slowly like wriggling and writhing, and it slowly starts to die off after being outside of the body, and you have a moment if you wish to try and save it or do something.
Can I do something? I've got the vial of the tree sap blood with me.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a bigger glass vial, Doctor? Just something a little bit bigger, like a glass bowl, like a fish bowl or something.
A fish bowl? I don't keep fish. Sorry.
Just pour the acid on it if that's what you're thinking.
I have some glass vials, if that's sufficient.
I want to be able, like, you know, I don't know if aquariums are a thing in this world, but basically I want to keep it as a living creature, if that makes sense. We will be able to study it better.
He will gesture to some shelves that have an array of alchemical vials.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those is going down.
Yeah, so you quickly slam dunk this thing into a vial that's big enough to accommodate. You pour the sap on it.
Oh no.
Yeah. I want to see if it'll live.
You watch the sap burn through it, and it bubbles almost immediately.
You're pouring acid on it.
You've just poured acid on it.
That thing lived in the sap on the tree.
No. The fungus was inside the tree. The sap was external.
Can you get infected again for us? We need another sample.
No.
Oh no! Just go and huff some deadly fungus for us, will you?
At least we know that acid works on the infected.
But yeah,
We
almost.
know that it works.
Given the potency of that tree sap, it's nigh on a few seconds before it's just a puddle of mushy goo.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Any other plans, studies? I will say, like, in terms of time spent in the day, you arrived in the town late morning. You're probably early mid-afternoon at this point. Couple hours past noon.
Could we get someone to go and harvest more of this acid? I do think it will bode useful. I know the fire will be great against the tree ants, but this acid will burn through the fungus.
Certainly, we could also maybe attempt to synthesize the acid here. It might take a few hours, but...
Oh,
it's
you
up
are
to you.
brilliant. Yes.
With enough time and some good enough rolls, it's not impossible.
Are you going to ask Boomer for assistance? As I believe you've probably
Yeah.
got some alchemist knowledge as well.
If we put Boomer with the doctor, so if if we put Boomer, do you actually have a title? You keep saying your name's Boomer, but I don't know if that's actually your given name when you were a child.
I don't know. Just the name that Magok gave me.
Oh, so it's his fault then. Right.
Come on.
Yeah, first
Max is
name's
like, wait,
okay.
what?
Yeah, Liam's clarified it. First name's okay, second name's Boomer. You're just talking to him by his surname this entire time.
I just remember when Boomer got introduced and it took like 4 seconds for OK Boomer to be said. I
Yeah.
think we are terrible people.
We are terrible people, but we entertain, and that's the important thing. Whether it's
Exactly.
ourselves or other people.
Exactly. So if we put Boomer with the doctor and you guys can synthesize this acid, do you say that you were going to go and have chats with the guards? Or have you already done that? Evan, Greytail.
I assume I'm not in this. While you lot
you're
are
not.
doing that, I'm running around trying to find the fights, just shouting "use fire" at people.
I'd say
Fire,
I'm
fire.
saying this is we've
No, but
probably
remember, by the time you guys, because you never actually left, and by the time the investigation was done, the combat had almost pretty much entirely finished.
I did already.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You've been with the
but
party.
basically, as
Inform
we,
them afterwards.
yeah, basically as we came back through the town, we just went right. Just tell the guards, right? There's the tree and large trees attacking people. Use fire. We essentially just explained that to as many guards as we could.
Yeah.
As we went past.
So I'm gathering materials for Molotovs.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Quite.
try and persuade like all the. Well, how many inns are there? Is it just the one?
It's just the
Wait,
one in
we
this
want
town.
them to be able to drink with dinner. Like, don't take all the booze from town.
But
It's the cheap.
they are willing to part with some, especially the lower shelf stuff. Roll a persuasion check.
Yeah. So when I persuade them, this is.
This is going to be how much do you get? Or
And for
do they-
how much money?
Yeah. It's
Nah,
more
I
the
want it for
quantity
free.
than anything. The cost is going to be fairly standardised.
No,
It's
you're
like-
gonna have to pay for this.
We are saving the town.
It ain't working.
Well, at the end of the day, the argument they have is they are feeding the town. And liquids.
It's economy. We don't want to screw it
But
over.
they are willing to part with some where it's like piss water, like spirits. It's like some of the failed stuff. They can
As long as
part
it's flat
with 8 bottles, and it would be 5 silver a bottle. It's the really, really shit stuff. Like, this is
Not too
dishwater
bad.
level.
That's 4 lots of alchemist fire and 8 Molotovs. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, and you've got rags as well. You don't know what the damage will be on those things. It's completely wild.
It's
That's
8.
4 gold, by the way, Greytail.
It's 4 gold total.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can pay.
Yeah, 4 total.
5 silver a piece for 8 bottles. So yeah, you have 8 bottles of shit spirits.
Is there actually a library in town? I know the doctor said, but is there a library?
There is a place in which books are. Useful books for your endeavour.
Wait a minute, is there just books? Is there a bookstore? Because I'm
It's
still
not a book-
going there for the
It is a bookstore, not necessarily a library. But the problem is, given this is quite a small town, there is a very, very limited selection. But it's
fine, I still
better
want
than
books.
nothing, I suppose.
I think if there was a book with mind-controlling fungus, this problem would have solved itself already.
Half correct. There is books
It's still
on.
book.
There is books on harvestable fungi and different herbs and roots. More for
I will
cooking
buy that
and
book.
more for cooking and herbalism purposes, but it may help. The book itself is 3 gold, and it lists
gold,
a
yeah.
number of local ecology, fungus, roots, and herbs that may be of use in food, seasoning, treatments.
Yes, could we
Any
make
books on
some sort of
golems?
pesticide?
You possibly could.
Nerds, get on that.
Yeah, you guys all invented pesticides.
Well, hey.
No, I.
Is that the one that kills plants, or is that bugs?
No, you're right. Pesticides.
You know what I mean.
Are there any books that look like my friends would like them whilst I'm in there? Just on random things.
Make
Any comment?
a
Coloring books.
make an investigation check.
Investigation? Okie dokie.
You
11. That's a low roll for me.
you see a pop-up book of Golun, the friendly frost golem.
I will buy that. That is an excellent choice. How
Golun, the
much is
friendly
it?
frost golem, for but a silver piece. It is
Silver.
It is a 10-page book with a pop-up on every double page that entails the friendly frolicking of this frost golem and his snowman friends.
What's it called again, Danny?
Golun, the friendly ice golem. I'll put it in.
It's called Frozen.
Thank you.
You want me have it, Luke?
Hey,
You're not
please-
there. Unless you come with me.
There you go. Golun, the
Okay.
friendly frost golem. And it's a pop-up book.
Please tell me that he's not going. The thing is, though, please tell me this thing doesn't actually have any kind of locations in it or anything, because otherwise he's just going to think you found him a treasure map.
It has fantastic. It's like got like a fantasy world of its own in there that is not akin to this domain sort of thing. It's just like
Okay,
made
so he's
up
going to try and
fantasy.
travel there to
Yep,
try and find
yep.
it.
He's gonna go and try and find the cartoon realm of where Golun is from.
I'm still going to give it to him. I'm sorry, I can't not. Something inside me that says,
It was a poor roll, so I went with the meme.
Oh, he's going to love this. It's cute and adorable, and so is he. Rose very cleanly knows that this is brilliant.
I'm gonna have a look at see if I can find any books on that fungi and that.
Okay, you find similar books to what Cass has already found. Roll me an investigation.
I already
check.
bought one.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, that would have been so much better.
My man. My man.
That's what you want.
You find it's a herbology book that's more akin to gardening and tending to unwanted pests, especially aggressive funguses that attack plants and things like that and overtake. It gives chemical instructions. This is more for an alchemist on combinations of chemicals that could be put together to create something that is quite deadly to fungus, as well as exploiting key weaknesses like sensitivity to light and the suggestion of fire. But the main thing that's in this book is it has a chemical formula for a deadly toxin for fungus. Nice fucking
It's a
find.
pesticide.
Nice.
Yeah,
But basically, it makes the DC so much lower. That was a cracking fucking find.
Yeah.
That was DC 25.
That's
that was DC 25. My man.
Was it?
Yeah, that was a 25 DC to find a book of such usefulness.
Maxed
You're going
out.
to take that back to the doctor, and you guys can make some of this stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you know how dear it is?
I will say, from your knowledge of chemicals and stuff, basic knowledge that is, because obviously chemicals is not your entire forte. It seems
yeah.
to make one vial, including the cost of the vial and all the resources, it's probably going to cost you about 4 gold per to make. And you have no idea what it's going to do, but it promises to be pretty potent and pretty good at what it's saying it does.
If he smells potent.
So obviously you have the ability to spend 4 gold per dose. And obviously you've got to roll to make them and hopefully don't fuck up.
We will try and claim expenses when we get the money.
Is
I
this from the
think
party
that,
fund?
You're not getting
yeah, I was
paid,
gonna say-
FYI. You just take it.
No, but we might get a little bit back.
I'm going to take the money out of the party fund anyway.
Yep.
To make these.
Nice.
The party fund would like to be as consulted first.
I was going to say, like, the party fund knows not of your actions this day.
The party
Okay.
fund's going to benefit.
The party fund's going to have a party to fund. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
How much are we buying? How much are
4
we
gold
making?
per dose, so it's how many
And
you
how-
want to procure.
How many do you want me to try and make?
I reckon 10 would probably be decent enough between you and
obviously-
the good doctor.
With the book as well, like I said, the DC's still not terribly easy, but it's much, much lower.
So, 40 gold's worth then.
So that's 10 vials, yeah.
Yep.
So you get 10 vials and enough ingredients to make a cauldron's worth of 10 doses, which then can be split into the vials. That's something for
Nice.
you and the good doctor to work on in your studies.
Oh,
That's it. So, running total is we have 4 alchemist fire from the doctor. Lots of Molotov cocktails. We have 8 of those and 10 of the toxins. That's pretty
Yeah,
good
the
odds.
Pretty damn good.
No, it's a toxin, not an antitoxin. An antitoxin will remove a toxin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Antitoxins, things like charcoal and stuff.
Yeah.
But
We could probably stock up on charcoal. Like, one of these days we're going to get poisoned.
it's a good show. And with all the pyres going around, there is plenty of charcoal.
Am I getting the antitoxins as well? Are they throwable?
The things that they're making entirely throwable. The
Yeah.
effect
I'm
you don't know if it's
having them as well.
yeah. The like I said, how it's going to affect whatever it's thrown at, you have no idea.
Danny, can I find a bandolier that looks like it could hold files in it, like a chemical bandolier? Can I
It's
find
easy.
one?
I'd say that it's easy enough, and if not, someone could probably throw something together. Probably cost you 6 silver.
6 silver? Can I make it like this deep dark grey? It goes
Yeah.
kind of well, like not the same grey as Greytail's fur, but just like a little bit darker, so that it complements. That
I'd
makes
say
sense.
it's more than easy enough to do that. Yeah.
6 silver. Cool. I bought presents.
Nice.
I don't know what everybody else wants, and Evan, I'm in his head all the time, so I'm looking for a glaive, like a fancy glaive, but that'll be later.
But stock up, some done. Book runs are run. Is there anything else people wish to do for the rest of the day? Like, I'm assuming like this is more the rest of the day activity.
Yeah, I'm going to give the bandolier to Greytail. So
Mhm.
here's your alchemical bandolier. You can put your chemicals in there.
Yeah, so
And
the
we can have your
alchemist fire
reservations.
is all slotted in nice and snug.
It means that they're not jumbling around in your pocket and potentially exploding against each other. This time it's on your person, so if they explode, you're going to take damage.
You're trying to avoid the case of sympathetic detonation.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not very sympathetic for the poor bastard it goes off on, but
It's just more so, and also there'll be a better place for you to be able to take one out and hurl it.
Yep.
And you look rather fetching as well in it, so.
I look at it,
You're
it's
welcome.
like, it'll do.
Oh, rude! Rude!
I love how the difference between the last 2 characters he's played with these campaigns are both essentially ones that would wear a bandolier. One of them like, really good, the other one's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't quite go with my fur.
No.
Like, oh my god, why couldn't you get it in blue?
I was trying to help you.
Yeah, the cowboy didn't have a bandolier, but the monk does.
Take it.
It's your new aesthetic. And I'm going to give the book to Dira as well and be like, I'm sure you'll enjoy this. By the way, it's a storybook, so it is all false. But it seems like, you'd like it.
Now this is where Deer
Thank
rolls
you.
insight because he doesn't believe you when you say it's
Yep.
false.
I didn't.
I'm not trying to lie.
But
I'm
like,
trying to tell the truth.
Insight.
do you see this face?
Roll
This is the
insight.
face of a man who didn't believe a word you just said.
You,
That's
you-
pretty good.
no, I was gonna say yeah, you believe her. I was gonna say if it was under 10, then it was like she's sus, but you believe her. It's a story, fun.
Oh, well,
But if you really want to delve into the technicalities, you found an ice golem in paper form.
why did you defeat it?
It's pop-up as well. I'm not sure. If you really like, I'll read it to you as a bedtime story one night, and then there you go.
I can read it myself.
I didn't know, like, I thought your intelligence was, like, really low. Like, can you read?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, rude.
Shade.
No, this is a legitimate conversation. I mean, I might be getting confused between
No, I
the
think
various
he's-
different druids, but one of them has a really low intelligence.
I'm pretty sure no one's got below a 10 in any stats apart from maybe like a 9.
No, I've got a 9 and an 8.
I've got none.
I was gonna say the way we do stats, it's rare you get under 10.
I've got a 9, but that's in my strength. Wait a minute, which one's your 8 then? Is that your intelligence?
Yeah.
See? It was a legitimate question. Can you read? He has below average intelligence. Listen.
Ouch.
It's okay. It's a pop-up book, so it's easy to read.
It's got pictures.
Dr. Argo, can you please, with the assistance of Boomer, roll me a intelligence check with proficiency, and this will be the making of the toxin, fungus toxin.
Yep.
Damn. And again. Damn, Daniel. Yeah, you make them all very, very cleanly. You don't waste a drop, and you have 10 vials of fungal toxin. You have no idea how it'll affect until used, but you have them. And I'm saying this is like something you would have done during spare time between doing different things. It's very good. Is there anything else people wish to do for the rest of the day? Because I know tomorrow was it you were discussing about going into the forest, wasn't you?
Mm-hmm. Day drinking?
No, it's late.
I was going to go sleep.
It's like
It's
it's
not
like
even
late
dinner
afternoon.
yet.
It's probably about 4 hours past noon.
How about we all sit down for a lovely meal together and spend some time with each other, and then we get well rested, ready for tomorrow. Sound good?
Let's go.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. As soon as we sit down for a meal, Cassie's like, "Wash your hands."
The routine.
Aw.
Dr. Argyle will stay behind to thoroughly investigate what you brought into his lab. Yes, he enjoyed having a wonderful time making antitoxins and getting all down with that alchemy stuff. But as you all head off, he will take even additional time, really dedicated to his craft and writing down his own notes with the help of Sparky.
Hell yes.
And go over the branch that you brought in as well and try and learn a bit more, as much as you can, I suppose.
Okay. Make me an investigation check as you do the looking into of that.
All right.
Okay. And is there any particular things you're looking at with it? Or is it just a generalized look over and see if there was anything that was missed?
No, it's specific. I would almost use my fancy new magnifying glass, which would give me actual advantage on a roll. But
fair enough. Yeah. So roll it.
we don't. Okay.
No, you is right.
Okay, fair enough.
Doesn't matter, but you is right.
Yeah. And he's going to try to ascertain, with the knowledge that the adventuring party brought to him. I don't know your party's name if you have one.
They don't have one yet.
Okay. um, he'll be looking at the mushrooms specifically, knowing that they're not natural. Now this is new information for him. He's going to be trying to ascertain any sort of characteristical identifiers on the mushrooms specifically. He knows that he's not the best when it comes to nature, but he can still look.
Well, given the roll, you take a look over, and the mushrooms, especially under such a microscopic eye, it's very clear that while these mushrooms have a natural base, they are far from natural in the current state they're in. They have been twisted and made into the form they are now, whereas you would assume in their original function and state were a fairly normal fungus, probably mundane and harmless, with the exception of the trees where it was a tree disease. The more and more you look at it, make me an Arcana check. You can understand that it's there, but you are unable to ascertain that there's something more to this. Something that's just got the slightest whiff of arcane energy. And you know almost the perfect person in this town to speak to about it. But the thought of that makes your mane stand on ends and your back shudder ever so slightly.
Perfect picture. You know how a cat shudders, their whole body shudders.
Like your entire mane like puffs up, and you just kind of as you kind of come to realization, the one person that might be almost perfect to ask about when it comes to archaic stuff.
They're not gonna like this.
Ooh. But you continue your study for as many hours. Do you at any point go and join the party, or do you stay in the lab for the entire evening?
I would have promised the party that he would meet up with him if he can, but he's when he can. But it'll be quite late into the night.
Yeah, this would probably be 2 or 3 hours in. So you're looking at early evening at this point, like early mid-evening.
Okay.
Would the party have waited quickly?
I can go find them.
Yeah.
If they told.
But I'm just wondering, would they have gone to bed, or would they have... Well, actually, no, it's fairly early still. So, yeah. You would eventually make your way to the Freckled Jester. You would find the party sitting, empty plates, a few drinks sat, and they beckon you over and call you. You sit down.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad you're still awake. Hardy adventurers and all that you are. I've spent a few more hours going over your findings, and whilst some parts of it have been illuminating, with the help of Sparky, something has come to my attention that even with your friend who knows about mushrooms, who can't understand really what this kind of mushroom is, and with my extensive learning at the Institute, it still eludes me. It's something that I promised myself I wouldn't do, and I can do this by myself. When you come to Dr. Pyromane, Dr. Pyromane's your guy. Except for now. I have a... He does like air quotes with his gloved claws. Colleague. Who is also in this town of Frosselger. She is trying to also finish her dissertation and cast a shade on my studies at the same time. However, given what we now know and how much we don't know, It pains me to suggest that we consult her.
Okay.
And on that note, you'll find out who this person is next session.
Yeah.
Another guest, or same guest.
We'll see.
Will we have 2 guests at the same time?
I don't know. Could be just a normal NPC. Adrian here could be playing 2 characters. Could be another person. Who knows? But for those watching, and for you lovely players, you guys won't find out until Saturday, the 20th of February. Because that is our next session. But for those watching, I thank you all immensely for turning up, taking part, enjoying, and the raid as well from our lovely Bravest Dan, who I hope is still here and has enjoyed the second portion that has come up. But we're going to take a hydration reminder, as Adrian here has ever so reminded me to. And we're gonna finish on a little raidy-doos. So let's go and see who is doing what.
Ellie? Yeah.
We've got Naughty Nelly, who's the last person of the stream team. We've got Fibnac, we've got Starez, Calypso, Briarfire, lovely Lauren. Yeah, let's fuck it. Let's go raid Nelly. Let's go and say hi to him. As always, we've got to pester him. So for everyone watching, please at least stay for the raid. Make some noise, as he's a good chap. I'm going to have a chat with our lovely players post-session and just gauge a few interests. But please, this session will be live on YouTube come Monday. So if you want to have a rewatch, a catch-up, or for those new people, if you want to binge-watch the oldest episodes and catch up on what we're doing there, you're more than welcome to. Oh, fucking hell, Fluffy. Okay, Bob. Fluff sneezed and it scared the shit out of me. And I'm just scared Stuart next to me. Oh, bless you, Bob.
Oh dear.
Fluff sneeze scared me and I scared Stuart.
We have a stream on tomorrow night as well, Danny. Are you streaming tomorrow?
Yes, birthday stream tomorrow. Because it is my actual birthday on the 7th. We're going to be playing Jackbox. We're going to be playing marbles on stream. We're going to be playing stream races. We're just going to be having a great time dicking about and having a bit of fun. So, everyone is invited. Tell your friends, tell your auntie, hell, even get your gran. Buy her a tablet, tell her how to turn on Twitch, and tell her to come and have some fun. But, for now, let's go and say hi to Nelly, and I'll see you lovely people tomorrow. Mwah. Goodbye.
Bye.
Farewell.
All right.
Good night.
And we're off air.